Greetings. Happy Wednesday night. This is the Wednesday night wrangle, the Wednesday night wrestling. No, Wednesday night war. Nah, forget it. It's the continuation of the Monday game. That's what it is. So Monday game, we had the Amazon Satyr, Sorcerer, and Wizard. We did 2 weeks. The Wizard unfortunately died after a very, very, very unfortunate curse that he suffered. Terrible, terrible curse where all of his asterisk chits got fatigued. Done. The Wither curse is horrible. It's horrible for mages for sure because it literally takes away, their all their power, right? So the Wizard's great. But without that, he then fell prey to the first missed hide roll, which he suffered right here in the cliff and died. So we're left with 3 characters for the last 2 weeks of the game. You'll see the scores down up top for you. They're right up there. It's 4-3 to 4. No, 3-4 to 3. Sorry. The Wizard has 5 points. You lose 2 when you die, but he still is technically winning gold, treasures, and spells. So it's up to the rest of the characters to actually meet or beat his threshold there that he has set. And in doing so, he will... Oops, sorry, let's keep that off to the side. I do need to get my my control panel here up and running. So let me do that. Let me pop out all the bits. Here we go. So yeah, so that is where we're at. We are looking to complete this game and see which of our 3 characters here is going to prevail. So, the first thing we need to do on day 15, and you'll have to excuse me, my voice is a little rough. Not sure why. It's been good for a couple weeks, now it's rough again. It goes in cycles. A little bit of sinusy stuff, and then everything just goes awry. We have 3 events. The Spider Bounty's on for 1 more week, and that Mage Tower looks like it is never getting scored. Never, never, never is what it feels like. But we're going to see. We got 3 events. We have a Bat Bounty now. That'll last for 2 weeks. And I'm going to put a little... So that's going to be till the end of the game. And Bat Bounty's a little rough. These characters aren't this, I mean, but you never know. You can always get, every so often you get like a companion or something that helps you with the bats. But we have a Bat Bounty for 2 weeks. We have a Storm is coming. That's a little bit crappy for our characters here. And a Landslide. Not the best. None of those, I think, are super ideal. The Landslide... high pass roll, high pass 2, high pass 5, but I think one of the high passes is off the map. Oh, geez, that is a... I'm gonna put it on 2 because otherwise it is mostly irrelevant. I mean, I suppose we should roll. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's gonna suck because if it's in 2, so it is close to the front here. So it closes off this gate. You can access it from here, but this is a little bit of a mess. So everything, we've got a lot of messes on this board. A lot of messes. Now we have a Storm is coming. Roll dice, and then. That's how many days out from the beginning it is. Let's roll these bad boys. It is 3 days from the beginning. I'll put the dark thing right here. So we're going to go 1, 2, 3. On Wednesday, there will be a storm. And we'll just put this out. Real tiny, but it'll we'll hopefully remember. Storm is coming. Anyone sheltered at the end of that day is going to be fine and get a victory point, and anyone who's not sheltered is going to fatigue 1d6 asterisks. So not a great week for, I mean, people will get a point off of this, but the bats are in really, really awkward positions, to be quite honest with you. I got 2 bats here and 3 bats here, and they're all covered with more creatures. So I don't like any of that, to be honest. I don't like the landslide because, again, you're talking about sitting here. That ain't good. Just not not a great board for our guy. Okay, our mute button at least works again, so that's good. Good start. Okay, so let's get some stuff written here. So the Amazon was searching for the horde. She got waylaid by trolls. I am thinking of a couple things. I am thinking that we run down to here. 1, 2, 3. First off, to see if anybody appears here. Second off, to trade. We can dump our one and only treasure here at the golden armband. We can sell for 15. A, to get the points. B, to get the gold, because we'll have 17 gold then. That'll at least take a point off the sorcerer. We can't hire anybody here. There's no possible way, but maybe the patrol shows up and we can complete envoy as well. And at the very least, if not, then we could turn in a couple of these quests and maybe get some more quests. In the meantime, so the Amazon's going to go 1, 2, and then 3. Yeah, I think so. I think she's going to go 1, 2, and 3. She's going to end up in Maple Woods. So extra move, and move to the Maple Woods. That's her day. What is the satyr going to do? So he is just a little bit jacked up, of course. Let's put this giant away. We did just get 8 more prowess, so the satyr is well on his way to possibly getting the bonus for prowess, but he is left a little bit gassed. The one thing the satyr has going for him is Elven Grace does give him a move of 3. Now, that doesn't help him necessarily against this stack. This stack is pretty damn rough, actually. I just, God, it's such an awful little mess that we've got going there. And then here's 3 bats. What's the satyr have? Sudden insight, cash. He's got to get to the city. Now, not great. You're still a mess here, of course. He can run from the dragon, but cannot kill a tremendous armored creature. So I'm thinking, I'm almost thinking Now keep in mind, so there's one thing about the board to absolutely keep in mind, which is sort of interesting. One thing about the board, we've seen all the treasure sites. The altar, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. All the treasure sites are out. That's done. We've seen all the treasure sites. If you need to find a treasure site, you've already seen it. Everything else on the board is simply, hey, what's up, Michael? How are you, man? How are you? Good to see you. So all the treasure sites are out. If you need to find a treasure site or you want to loot something, you already know where it is, and exploring any more hexes is not going to do you any good. So that is sort of depressing in some ways, because like a lot of these treasure sites are also choked off with hordes of bad things. so anyway, so I think the Satyr is going to go 1, 2. And then probably, I don't think we can, I don't think we're going to, I want to move to hide and rest. Move, hide, rest. So we'll still be in the deep woods. We're going to move to 2. And we'll do our best there. If the only, like, the worst thing to happen would probably be the bats showing up. Everything else is possibly doable. If the demon shows up, that would be great. But if the bats show up, that's going to be a little bit rougher. The sorcerer is going to move to the house. That completes escort, which is good. That's going to complete escort. I don't think we care about the soldiers one way. We are unfriendly with the soldiers, so we are going to largely avoid them at that point. So we're going to go 1, 2, then 3 and 4. And we're going to go move house, move, and move ledges 6. I believe that's the move. 1, 2, 3, 4. The reason for that is we also have find weapon, which I've changed recently to score. So him finding a weapon will actually score him a weapon and a point, which they never did that before. I added that because I never went for them. What I realized is I never go for those cards. They are always a hassle. Done. We should theoretically score escort, and we should score find weapon. And that should give us 2 more points and put the sorcerer actually in the lead today. And that is the writing on the wall for the day. Let's get a monster roll. Michael, what are you playing now? You still playing Fallout 2, Serpents and Demons? Amazon is first. So the Amazon, if you recall, goes 1, 2, and then extra moves to here. It's the large campfire. That doesn't suck, but it doesn't help. The woodfolk don't show up here. They show up at the small campfire of the house. But it's a dwelling, so if she wanted to dump something, she could. I don't think she does yet, though. I think she just waits. The sorcerer goes 1. He's going to drop off the warlock. The warlock is now neutral to him, so that's sort of fun. So neutral. Instead of unfriendly, because him and the warlock don't get along. The sorcerer has a weird condition. Like, one of the problems with his character, or one of the negatives of his character, is that there aren't that many ways to get type 4 spells. Like, there's no treasure sites which have type 4, and the guy that has type 4, the warlock, doesn't like him. So they sort of, you know, go at it. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. And that's going to get us a weapon. So we score this. We score this. He can choose any light or medium weapon he wants. Now, he's not going to use this weapon. That's not what he does. What he wants is just to find one that's worth a bunch of cash. I think the broadsword is probably his best bet. He can't use it. He can't use it. And it's not a bow. He can't do a bow. That's not... So he's going to not equip it. He gets 2 points. So that gives him 3 cards. And puts him to 5 points. So he actually is in the lead. And is tied with the Dead Wizard. For the Dead Wizard's posthumous win. We do get 2 quest cards. And we will mark them here in a moment. We get a Black Source, which is pointless, and a Giant Slayer. And that's fine. And he gets to place a dude. And he doesn't really care for any of these guys. He's going to take the Shaman. And put the Shaman... I don't know. Might as well put him here, I suppose. But he does get Slither. Slither does mean that he's going to get 2 serpents on him. So that's going to be a little bit clunky. So he is in a little bit of trouble. This guy goes 1, 2. We're going to hide. We get a 1-die hide, though. And we do hide. We do rest. I think he wants to take this back. And we do get the demon. The demon clunks on in. Now that's actually a good thing because we could use 8 more points, and that demon, I think, is a relatively easy kill for us. Relatively. Not easy, but it is not it's not awful. How's that? I think. And that's the end of the day, I believe. I don't think anything else appears. I don't think anything else happens today. I think we are doing 2 combats. The sorcerer has to simply melt into mist, so he's going to burn that chit. And I think he will stay where he is because he's going to move the other direction here tomorrow. And the satyr is going to make a decision here as whether he's going to attack our guy. So, whether or not you're on our... Now remember, the wood sprite is a source of gold magic. So I think what we're going to do is on round 1, we are going to cast web on the demon. So we're hidden. Remember, we are hidden. We can ambush with a spell. We are hidden. We're going to ambush the demon. We're going to use web. And what web's going to do is if we hit it, it's going to tie it to this box. Which ain't bad. And so... there you go. So it's going to tie it to duck and smash. And it doesn't really matter. We're going to undercut the demon. So the demon goes down there, but web undercuts this, so our time undercuts this guy. So he is now webbed. And so it's going to tie him to charge and thrust, actually. Now the wood sprite is going to lure him. The wood sprite is, remember, the wood sprite is a combatant. It is a, I can't attack, but I dodge at a speed of 1. And we are going to now ready this weapon, and we are going to grab the spear there, and we're going to put that right there. And the wood sprite is going to be missed by our demon, and we are going to kill it because he cannot move from this box. So it really doesn't matter what we do. He can't hit him with Power of the Pit. He doesn't. We do heavy star damage and kill the demon. That fatigues. So for 1 magic fatigue, we get 8 more fame. Well, it's not fame, I'm sorry. 8 more prowess. So we're up to 51. We only need 9 more to hit the bonus, and that bonus is going to give us an extra point. And the demon's dead, so the altar is cleared, except for the bats, which are hounding me. So, such is life. It is going to be day 16. And I think the Amazon wants to hide twice. Well, hide once, rest once, extra move to the chapel. She wants to trade once, and then probably she's going to hide again. So we're going to hide twice. I don't want to deal with the order. I think I think I can escape the order if I need to with their big chunky war horses. We're going to sell this so we can get some cash. I want to stay there once to see if the patrol shows up, because if the patrol shows up, I can complete Envoy. If the patrol doesn't show up, I probably drop Envoy. And I have to then decide what I'm going to do with the rest of these cards. I want to end my day at a dwelling, because I want to figure out what I'm going to do with all these quest cards, which are either very far away or hounded by trolls. So the Amazon's going to end her day at the chapel. Done. Our guy here is in pretty darn good shape. But he could absolutely use So what is the satyr gonna do? Because he has, he's in good shape, but his cards sort of suck right now for him. I think I'm trying to get past. I just want to get past this death, this little death place here. 2 hides and 2 moves probably does it. But only probably. If he fails the 2 hides, he is then stuck there. Like, that's bad. It's bad, bad news. Obviously, 3 hides and a move is even better. That gives you a... Oh, what is the chance of failing on 2 hides? The chance of failing on 2 hides is 30% of 30%, so 9%. The chance of failing on 3 hides is 2.7%. So he would give himself essentially a 97% chance to hide 3 times. Now, he actually has a better chance. So I think we're gonna, he has a 1 in, yeah, so I think we do 2 hides, 2 moves. Hide, and then move into the cliff. And his goal is to get past these dudes, and indeed probably into the ruin. Probably looking at the cairn. Looking at this city, the lost city, of course. He can flee from this dragon. He cannot flee from both dragons. So that is the problem. He can only flee from both dragons if he manages to... He could get off a Elven Grace, but he's not going to survive that many rounds in if he's unhidden with dragons. So we're going to move to here. And now these spiders don't roam. They're part of the mage tower. So we're actually hoping to get spiders, strangely enough, because then we get a single spider on us. We can kill that. So that's what he's doing. What is the sorcerer doing? So the sorcerer has 2 type 4s left. He's going to go 1, 2. One, 2, 3, and hide. Or we go 1, 2. So we can move and move out. I do want to get... Let's rest and rest. So I want to get these 2 chits back into play for sure, and then we will start the process. So we're going to get here. I think the sorcerer actually goes for these bats. I think the sorcerer goes for these bats. I think you have 3 shots. You alert a chit. You nuke them, then you melt into mist and hope for the best, right? I think you go for the bats. We have the extra enchant phase. That's going to get us faster. We're going to use the black source, so I'm just going to burn it today and then flip it like that. So we'll have another card coming here in a minute. So that's it. Our day is ready to go here, and we have a monster roll to get to. And it is Serpents and Demons again. So the Sorcerer is first. So he's going to be... So it's actually the worst possible roll. He goes there, drags these 2 chits back. He gets accosted by these Serpents again. And the big boy shows up, too, in the tile. So he's going to burn another purple just to get out of there, essentially. The Amazon goes here. She is hiding, I think, 2 times. But let's... Yep, she is hidden. She rests once. She is going to trade with the chapel. She's going to sell them this. But she does have to roll as per our house rule to stop you from trading with your enemies. But it also stops you vaguely from trading with neutrals sometimes. But she's fine. And they will buy this off of her. They will deign to deal with her. And that is going to give her 15 bucks. So that's going to give her 17 bucks. And let's mark it here as well. Now what that does, that 19? Oh, 15, I'm sorry, gives her 15 bucks. And so she has 17. What that does is that actually takes the gold, second place gold, away from the sorcerer, gives it to the Amazon, putting all the living characters at 4 points. At the end of the day, she's got to decide what to do. I think she's going to drop... technically, a 4 or a 3 is a good roll for her to complete Envoy. She'll have to decide that here at some point. But right now, the Satyr's going to go. The Satyr is going to hide 2 times. He succeeds. He goes 1, 2. Does anything attack him or appear? No triangles. I don't think we have anything here, so he is actually safe that day. The Sorcerer is, of course, burning yet another one of those, and he'll stay there, melted into mist, for 2 rounds to stalemate the combat. Which sucks, though. He needs to recharge his batteries quite a bit. The Amazon has to make the decision whether she's going to stick around there. So here's the thing with Locate Shrine. The problem with Locate Shrine is you got to go all the way up there again. So, I mean, and maybe she does go all the way up there. Maybe that's her next destination. is to get all the way back through there to get to the shrine. Who can show up at the large campfire? The people she doesn't like, people she doesn't dislike. She doesn't mind the Lancers. She is friendly with the Lancers. I think she will... Oh, man. It's a rough choice, actually, believe it or not. What I'm thinking is she could go here and try... Like, these two spots are the best spots for her to draw the Lancers and or the Patrol and complete Envoy. But you hate sitting there for days waiting for this kind of stuff to happen. That is not, you know, that's not super helpful. I think she drops... And locate the Horde, though certainly doable. Maybe that's... So I think she keeps that for now. I think we're going to drop locate Horde for now. And then tomorrow, so she gets explore the crag. That's not terrible. It sucks in the sense that we already know the crag has no treasure. But, I mean, but for her, as much as anything else, she is good to do it because she can get that done in 2 days. And that's worth 2 points. So I think she feels like going for that. So, okay. So good for her. Done and done. We're going to flip this guy's quest card. He has bridge magic. Also cool for this map here a little bit, but we got to figure out where bridges are for him. I don't know if he's really in, like, I think he's on the wrong path to do bridges. But anyway, neither here nor there. Let's get the next day written here. Oh, remember that a storm is coming in a couple days, so it will behoove everyone to figure out if they're going to be sheltered or not. To the Amazon. She is going to... she will hide 3 times, move to the campfire. Now, the reason she's going to do this is twofold. It gets her here. She might draw the Lancers while she's here. Tomorrow, she can go 1, 2, 3. The reason why that doesn't suck, A, it puts her right at the crag. If trolls show up, she can back off and head to the Horde, which she doesn't need to find anymore, but she could still get treasure out of there. So I think getting to 2 is better than getting to 3. You don't want to have to flee back into the cave. So she wants to get to here. So I think that is a good move for her to just get to here. Hopefully the Lancers show up. She can complete Envoy. Otherwise she drops Envoy because she's leaving. And she might even drop Locate Shrine. And just go, I'm going to explore the crag and then take my chance on 2 cards. Done. The Satyr. Well, the Satyr has a couple possible options. Couple possible options. He does need to rest. So he does need to rest up. I do think we need to get that sort of done. Oh, he's going to fatigue this, because you're always allowed to fatigue your colored chits. So that is true. So I think he moves 2. Oops. And then rests 2. Now, the other thing he could do, because he is in a sort of a unique position, because this is considered a wilderness clearing, because it's not though it's not woods, it's also not mountains, ruins, valleys, caves. We treat him like the woods girl for that. He rolls 1 die on search tables. So not only does he have a good chance to find the lair, he has a really good chance to loot it, even though there's only 3 treasures left. So maybe that's something he considers doing. I want to... But also, I do want to use my sudden insight, maybe to get the lost city, the cache found, because that would be good too. And the cairns is a good place for him to search as well. Now, the issue is going to be he has no good place to sell any of this crap. If he does get treasures he can't actually use, where do you sell it? The guard's all dead. And so on. So, don't know. But I think we're going to rest, and... Although we could sell it to Scholar, right? The Scholar will buy artifacts if we find an artifact. So anyway, so that's what he's going to do. Move and rest. The Sorcerer needs to get out of dodge, so he's going to move into the deep woods. He's going to use his extra spell phase, burn the first one. He also has a second one that he's going to use. He uses a third one, so that's his second. So he has the Toadstool Ring. So he actually only has used 2 phases there. And he has gotten 2 of these flipped. And I would say if we rest once, that is 2 phases. Now he's used 3 of his phases. And so 1 phase, 2 phase, 3 phase, 4 phase. These 2 are extras, and he will have this chit back and 3 of these flipped. So he will have, essentially, he'll be back to starting shape. That is really good. The Toadstool Ring is really good for him because it really, really, really hits on his strengths. Then he's going to figure out how to get into this giant bat layer here and nuke the hell out of these guys. Done. I do not think he's going to end up sheltered, unfortunately. I think everybody has day 17 sorted. Let's get a monster roll and get it executed. 1, dragons. Ooh, there we go. That's going to change up a little bit. So the Amazon walks up to here. She is hidden 3 times. She does walk up to there. The company shows up. She didn't like the company so much. Now she's already done her, the neutral and unfriendly, so this doesn't help her much. But she is hidden 3 times, and she is hidden. So that doesn't look like she's going to actually get that done. So I'm going to drop Envoy, and I think I'm going to drop Locate Shrine as well. Draw 2 cards, end of the day. And we need to get those 2 cards like rolling here. He does get Troll Slayer and Find Armor in Roar. Troll Slayer sucks for her. Find Armor is great for her. Troll Slayer sucks for her. That is her move for the day. Do we need to do anything else for her? Don't think so. Okay, done. The Satyr. Satyr goes 1-2. And he is going to rest twice. I'm going to bring back one of these and one of these, I think. Done. And the Sorcerer goes 1. And then he is going to rest once. Flip, flip, flip. That is his day. Do dragons appear anywhere? No. No. Yeah, no. No dragons today. So we are done today. Oof, that's not great. I could do with one less purple chip and be one closer to the bats. Yeah, that's sucks, but here we are. So, Amazon. So does it behoove her to be sheltered and get the point? Probably. You might as well get the point, I suppose, if she can. So I think she is going to hide twice and extra move into the Borderlands, and that will shelter her, and theoretically she's going to score the storm and get the point. It's been a big drought for a lot of our characters here. The Lost City shelters you, so keep that in mind. So I think we're gonna hide and move. Yeah, I think we hide, move to the city, and we're gonna search and use insight. And theoretically, if that all works, we're going to score cash. Now, that might not work. Now, the problem with that not working is you might lose somebody, which is too bad because we have utilized these two characters. We're not going to lose the Wood Sprite. That is just not going to happen. But we might lose the guy. So we're hoping to succeed, and keep in mind that we are not going to roll one die to hide because we're in a valley. So done. But I think that's a good move still. Saves a day. And now our Sorcerer is going to move. So we're going to move twice. Move and move in the deep wood. I mean, I'm going to say we hide and just hide. It would be great to roll giants. Rolling bats would suck because you would get bats. You wouldn't be able to fight them, but it's not a huge deal. She's not going to be sheltered, so he's going to have to fatigue 1 to 6, and that's sort of what I'm concerned with, is him fatiguing 1d6. If he rolls like a 6... well, he's got a lot of resting to do tomorrow. So, a little bit of a bad play on my part with the Sorcerer. Let's see what the roll is, though. 6. We're going to get bats. That is way too bad. If we were ready for that, we could have scored. But we're not going to be. So she goes, boom, and moves into there. And then hides twice, I believe. And she does. Nothing appears, though. So she is done. The Sorcerer moves twice. He's going to hide twice. And he does. And the bats come to him. That does leave the altar open. So that doesn't suck. Our guy. Okay, so this is going to be interesting. This is the bigger move here. If he can roll. Yep, so he hides. 1, 2. He's in there. he is going to then search and use sudden insight to find the lost city. And so he scores his cash. It's going to give him a 3rd point. He also gains a large treasure, which is actually the cool part. Lucky charm, roll 1 frickin' die on everything all the damn time. That is a sweet. That's a sweet one. And we do get to cycle 2 cards, which is also sweet. Go to the house or the inn, and a black source. No one cares. Gambler and black source. Does anything appear here? No, because the bats are all out and about. So nothing. The sorcerer does nothing, but he is going to have to fatigue. But the Amazon scores the storm. That's going to be a point for her. So she's up to 4 cards and 5 points total. The satyr is also going to score storm. So that's 2 points for him today. He's up to 4 card points and 6 points overall. So he has upped his score. The sorcerer is the only one who muffed that. And he fatigues 2, which is going to fatigue these 2 because they don't do him a whole lot of good right now. Although he could use them for mountain lore. But that's cool. That's an easy... that's easy. Easy 2 to pick. Done. And here's the funny thing. The sorcerer... Oh, can't use this weapon. That's too bad. That's too bad. If he had a medium fight chit, he would definitely try to... No, he wouldn't, because he would have to face the other 2 bats. He would melt into mist after that. That'd be hilarious. And he would score the bat point. But he can't do that. Not with that broadsword. That broadsword is only for selling. Fortunately, the bash cards are here. So this is considered their spot until they are called back off the board. So, all good. Okay. So, I think we are done with... I think we're done with the day. We're not obviously fighting this dude. That ain't gonna happen. The Lucky Charm is really nice, so I will say that. We're gonna obviously nuke that black source and draw a quest for tomorrow. And what that means is he's just burning the card the next day. So this is day... So that was day 18. This is going to be day 19. The Amazon is... she needs a roar chit. She's going to go 1, 2... and she's going to hide. And then tomorrow she will make her way up into... Well, 1, 2... Yeah, yeah, there's no reason to go there. Is there anything with a 3-time that can still attack her? Spider she can fight. There's actually nothing left on the board that she can't kill, but she can't run from either. Aside from the shrine, like she knows where all these are going to appear. No goblins are going to appear in the mountains. It's only going to be spiders or maybe a giant. She can run from a giant. And so essentially, she might as well go 1, 2, 3 into the crag. So she's going to go extra move, and move to the crag. And if you remember, that move is special because that move is her first move into a mountain for the day, and she still has Mountain Pilgrim. She has the climbing tools, which allow her first mountain move to be one phase instead of two. So he needs to figure out what he's gonna do with his life. Gambler and diplomacy. Now the problem with Gambler is getting there. There's no good way to get to the inn. The house is far away. Like, everything's pretty far away, ultimately. Goblins would suck. Goblin roll would be bad here. That would draw a double whammy of, two sets of goblins. So I definitely say we move to the cairn. We are going to hide. Search and search. Our sorcerer is going to move to the altar. Doesn't really matter. He is going to hide. He is going to... Now, we don't have any buddies. Yeah, that's good. He is going to hide. No, he's going to alert. And actually, you know what? He's not. He is going. I want to take that shot. I would love to get the bad bounty. I would love to get that bad bounty. So we could move and alert, and then we could move back to the bats and hope. We hope that we succeed in the search, the hide. That'll give us a chance to nuke the bats, right? So I think that's what we're gonna do. Yeah, I think that's what we're gonna do. So let's roll it. If we happen to roll a 4, that would even help us more. We get spiders. That's gonna be interesting for some of our crew, I'm pretty sure. So he's going to move out. He is going to hide, which he does succeed. He's going to alert, which he does. Then he moves back there. So what does that mean? It means that this chip is ready to rock, and he is done and ready to nuke some bats. It's not going to be a great... I think he needs to roll a 3, 2, or 1 to kill a bat. No, I think... Yeah, a 4, 3, 2, or 1, I believe. Which is pretty good. I mean, it's not a terrible chance. He has 3 shots at it. She goes 1, 2, and 3. She just bowls right up there. She gets dank and flutter. Flutter 2. Nothing appears, but a spider appears and is going to harass her. I think she can beat a spider, and I think that's going to give her some points there, I think. And then finally, the satyr. The satyr is moving to here. He is going to roll 1 die to hide. Oops, sorry. If I roll 2 dice, from now on, we're going to keep the red die. He does hide. He is now going to search twice. 1 or a 4. That's a fail. Come on, you have a 1/3 chance. And a 4. So he does find the cairn. The cairns are his. He does get that deep diver loot from the pool. Womp womp. I mean, you could. He knows where it is. He's got the... do we get a spider? I don't think we get a spider. No spiders are going to appear, but the imp is going to appear here. And we are done. And we have a combat to deal with. We have 2 combats. Let's do the Amazon. Let's do the Sorcerer first. The Sorcerer is going to use his 0 time chit to nuke 3 bats. We go to the missile table. He needs to get -1 level or better, which is a 4, 3, 2, or 1 on 2 dice to kill a heavy bat. So let's do it. 4, 3, 2, or 1. We can do this. You absolutely can do this, sir. You can absolutely get this. No, that is 1 fail. So that guy is going to live. That is 1. Second shot. That is a fail. That is 2. Come on, this is it. This is your last chance. No, he fails all 3. So this is burned, and then he has to burn this to melt into mist, or else the bats will literally tear the flesh off his bones. And he is going to run, just because you might as well. He's going to go that direction. Now it's the Amazon on the spider. Not a problem. All we need to do is M-star damage, which we can do. We are going to do that. And we're going to do that. I believe that's all we need. So, does the spider... Where's the spider line up? The spider line's up down south there. Does it flip? It does not flip. So nobody fatigues no one, right, at all, blah, blah, blah. It's so done. We are going to keep that going. We are going to fatigue on round 2 to make sure that we keep this combat going. It goes down here. Does it flip? It does. The nice thing is that makes us undercut it. So we do M-star damage. That kills the spider. Done. We do have to fatigue a fight chit. Spider's an auto kill for the Amazon. So she gets spider. That is 3 prowess. Not a ton for her. She is now sitting on 9 prowess. But she does score spider bounty, because all you have to do is kill 1 spider and you're going to score the card. So she does score the card, and that brings her to 6 points. And she can keep the 1 trophy, which we're going to put down here, because what she's allowed to do with that is if she brings it back to a dwelling, I believe, she gets $5. So that guy is worth $5 to her if she can bring it back to a dwelling before the end of the game. Or actually, it'd be before the bounty is done, so that's coming up. So I don't know that she makes that. Done. We are done. We're done with the day. Oop, we missed the bag. Okay. It's day 20. So the Amazon, frankly, is going to move. She's going to move to 6. So she is going to move, extra move, and extra move to 6. And she has covered 2/3 of the crag in 2 days. I mean, because she stopped it. And heck, if she wants to get another spider, that's all fine and good. That's fine. Perfectly fine by her reckoning. The satyr. So interestingly, I think the satyr is going to hide, of course, rest once, search twice to loot the cairn. And the sorcerer is going to move to the Bashkar. And unfortunately, he needs to rest. He's got to get these chits back in play while he still has some purple left to burn. Done. And that's it for day 20. I mean, it's not it for day 20. It's it for writing the moves on day 20. Let's execute day 20. We get 6, so the bats are going to follow that damn sorcerer. They are after him for sure. She goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and she is done. And she has essentially explored everything but 4 and 1. So she has explored she's looking good, and nothing appears. He is going to hide. He does. He is going to rest once. Bring that bad boy back. He is going to search twice. So he's going to loot the cairn. Remember, he has to fatigue each search. So he is going to fatigue probably one of these and one of these. So he's going to get 2 loots. He rolls a single die. There's 7 treasures in here. Let's see what he gets. He gets the top one. That's pretty cool. Oh, he finds the moldy skeleton, son of a bitch. He gets curse. All these treasures go on the top of the pile. That curse could be his end, though. We've already seen a curse lay someone low this game. Let's see what that curse is. Oh, Lord. Not cool, man. Not cool. I do want to see one thing. Just this is a dumb... and I didn't do it, but I should have considered it. A hired leader can do it without. Yeah, done. But yeah, okay, that's fine. That's fine. It makes sense. Without fatiguing. Nonetheless, we are cursed. We got to roll this curse. Let's hope that it is something like disgust or ashes. Oh, that ain't good. Ill health. You can't rest. Ugh, yikes. So why that sucks, of course, is twofold. It means that it's going to be hard for him to search that. So he cannot rest. But he did already fatigue one, so he's going to search again, right? He searches again. He fatigues again. He rolls 1 die. Picks up the second treasure, which is the silver breastplate. I mean, that's great for him. It's heavy breastplate. It counts as a great treasure. So that doesn't suck. What that means for him is that is going to... So he gets 1.5 points. He knocks the wizard down to 1.5 points there. So the wizard's down to 4.5, and he is up to 7.5. Because he's tied for great treasures. But now he's unable to rest. That's okay. I think he can manage. I think he actually can get this done. Now, does anything come at him? No, bats. There's no bats coming because the bats are all out. Done. The sorcerer goes here to Bashkar land. He rests 3 times. 1, 2, 3 to get all of his type 4s back, but the bats follow him because the bats are hounding him now. That's the end of the day. We're going to have gray magic in every clearing today. We're going to have 2 dice today. I think the Amazon is going to move. So, extra move to 4. Move to 1. That's going to complete Explore the Crag. She is just going to... I think at that point, she just rests one. Might as well rest. And she has an extra phase. She might as well just hide. It's not really that useful, considering, but she might as well hide. So what's going to happen is she's going to end her day here at the gate. That ain't bad. And then her next move of the... So then the next move tomorrow can be either to fly to an adjacent hex, or she could just walk through the gate here. I got to figure out what is more advantageous for her to do. Some of that has to do with what card she gets after exploring the crag. So yeah, done. That's going to score her 2 points. She's going to get 2 points. So she's going to literally get X crag. And that, of course, is ×2. What's up, Nutmeg? One does not simply walk into Borderlands. How are you, sir? So Explore the Crag. That's going to give her 7 cards and 8 points total. So that's pretty good going into your last week. It's a little, you know, right? No one's popping 12 or 13 points this game. But I do think it gives her a nice little solid lead. So our guy, okay. Our guy here hurting a little bit. Sitting down for dinner. Yeah, dinner. There you go. Love to see more Magic Realm. Thank you. I do appreciate the love for Magic Realm. It is the genesis of the channel, was me trying to spread the love of Magic Realm to maybe folks that have never seen the damn game before. So keep that in mind. So this is day 7. So this is a day 7. So we're going to get possibly a lot of crap going on here. So what I think I'm going to do is I think this satyr is going to search once, move, and move to the woods. The reason is, remember, he has a gold magic with him. The sprite is with him. He can enchant this and then get to the chapel. So today he ends up here, having grabbed one more treasure. Now, the other thing he could do, and this isn't necessarily a bad move either, he could grab 3 treasures. Scores are looking tight. He could grab 3 treasures. He could search 3 times, fatigue a lot of shit, and then move into the valley. I think he's going to do that. So he's going to fatigue 3 chits today. He can't, as long as he keeps this one. This one has to stay. But he can fatigue a fight and a move, right? He can fatigue a couple of these bad boys. And then walk to here. And then he's safe for the day. He gets 3 treasures out of there. They could be... He's really looking for a 1 or a 2. He gets another great treasure. So that would be pretty bitchin' for him. And then he doesn't even care what happens as far as the dangerous day 7. So I think that's going to be his move. Grab 3 treasures. Hope to get a great treasure. That gives him an extra half a point. Puts him at 8. That'll tie him up right there with the Amazon. So I think that's a good move. The sorcerer, oh God. Damn it, buddy. We need to. So we are going to move to 6. Oh, we needed to. I'm sorry. We actually have a little bit of a situation. He's got to burn this to melt into mist. So he actually has a little crap going down here. So he's going to move to 6. Probably rest. Extra spell X. Extra spell from the Toadstool Ring. He's going to spell and spell. So that's going to give him, he's going to be popped right back to full. Again, he will have this chit and these 3 chits all flipped and ready to fight again. He's trying to kill one freaking bat. He tried it already, and he whiffed on all 3 of them. That sort of sucked. He just wants one. Just wants to kill one. Done. To get the bat bounty. Okay, and let's see what happens here. So everybody's got their move written. Let's see what the monster rolls are. It's bats, so there's bats, and ogres, wolves, goblins, octopi. So the thing is, the bats leave the board. Now that doesn't mean they're not going to show up again, but the bats at least leave the board today for now. That is going to clear out a couple of these. Now don't get me wrong, that mage tower is still a freaking cluster. All right, but let's see who gets what going here. So we're going to fatigue 3. I'm going to go 1, 2. We're actually going to fatigue this one here like that. And that's 3 chits. Done. And we get to draw 3 of these. He's rolling a lucky, he's got lucky charm, so he rolls 1 die for everything. And he's going to get the top. He's going to get the Jade Shield. In addition to the silver breastplate he's already found. So that's 1 treasure. 2 treasures. He gets the second item. Reflecting Grease. Eh, it's not great, but all the armor can't be destroyed, so that's sort of cool. This is his 3rd and final draw. Looking for a 1 here would be great, but he's not going to get it. He's going to get a 5, so he gets 5. So he gets the 5th card, 4th card, I'm sorry, because that top thing. He gets the Lost Keys. Okay, great. So that sort of was a little bit shitty, but he does have 2 great treasures now. That don't suck. And so that's going to give him a little bit extra. He's going to get his 8th point. That knocks the dead wizard down to 4, I think, right? So 6 minus 2 is 4. Done. And so the satyr takes a nice 2-point lead. And then he moves to here, and he just is fine. She goes up to here, and she is done. Let me see real quick. She rests this guy. Theoretically, she's hidden. Does anything appear? Oh, strangely enough, it does. So Flutter 2 is going to draw this guy. So we are going to change the bat situation a little bit. Doesn't matter to her. Although she might consider fighting that, even though it's a terrible, it's a shitty fight, because it damages her armor, it wounds her. She can kill it, it just takes, potentially forever. Sorcerer moves to 6, which he will. He rests and goes 1, 2, 3. And the worst part is, this sort of sucks, because now he only has 2 bats, which means he has 1 less chance to kill the bats. The other thing which sucks is he does have to burn one of these immediately to melt into mist. Immediately. Done. That's the end of our week. The spider bounty goes away. The Amazon scored it, but she didn't get any, she didn't have any trophies turned in. Each kill earns you a trophy. You know what? I say she keeps them. I say nothing in that card indicates that that goes away. I think that stays. I think that stays. Storm has scored already, so we're done with the Storm. Oh yeah, we want to keep the Enchanter up there. Mage Tower is still out. The Landslide still up. The Bat Bounty is still out. He has to go, and he's going to end up running there just because he's there, she's there, done, and done. We do need to, so we need to start our final week. We're going to do that, but we are going to take a quick break first. Go and, walk a bit. It'll only take a couple minutes. I'm going to get a drink. I'm going to come back with a little bit of my favorite whiskey. And so we'll talk about that briefly. It's not even going to take 5 minutes. It should be actually a good final week. I think both the Amazon and the Satyr have. Although wait, I didn't even give her points. So hold on. So she actually gets 2 points from that, and that's going to give her 8th point. So it's 8 to 8 to 4 to 4. So I don't think the Sorcerer is winning, but damn it, the Sorcerer, he could still at least. He was doing great for a while there and sort of stalled out. He's literally spent. So he's literally spent 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 days trying to hunt these bats. that's been his 5 days trying to hunt these stupid bats. So I'm a little bit bummed with where he's ended up here. So anyway, let's take a quick break. I will be back. It's gonna be less than 5 minutes, so please stay put. If you're watching, especially if you've not seen the game before or whatever, please feel free to ask questions, and I will absolutely get to them. You cannot dissuade me from answering questions for people that have not seen or played Magic Realm. But I will be back in 2 to 5 minutes, and we'll talk whiskey and we'll talk Magic Realm. Hit the restroom too. I'll be back. Hold on. All right, so we are back. We are drinking. I didn't bring the bottle in because that's always gets dangerous. I'm drinking Knob Creek 7-year rye. It's 100 proof rye. It is sort of my favorite go-to whiskey. It's like $35 in PA, 37, 38, right? It's between 35 and $40. It is delicious. I love like that peppery. I love that heat. The front comes a spicy heat. that it has. So it's one of my favorites. I like Knob Creek Bourbon also, but I do like the rye particularly. I also like the 115 proof rye also, but again, that ups the price like $60 or something, right? And so I'm like, yeah, we can go light and airy. So beginning of the week. So this can go away. We don't need any of this. Beginning of the week, we draw 3 more events and lay them out. So 3 events a week. And of course, the events that aren't scored stay on the board. Stay on the board. I'm going to turn my volume down the tiniest bit to stay in the yellow as opposed to peaking red. I hate when I... So let's draw 3 events. Plague. Oh my god. Geez, these cards have been shit. So, okay. Plague lasts 1 week. Any character ending a phase in a dwelling must immediately fatigue 2 asterisks or discard a potion. A character who performs a lore check at the chapel ends the plague, scoring 1 VP, 10 prowess. A lore check is fatiguing magic chits. Yeah, lore check is fatiguing magic chits. And let's see, do I have... I don't know if that's the newest doc though. Let's see if I have the I have labor. I do not have lore. So that's going to be you're going to take my word for it this time, I'm sure. Well, no. Actually I have the doc on Google Drive. Oh, there we go. Yeah, it's just in the... There we go. So, yeah. So, you must roll... So, you get a number of rolls based on how many magic chits you fatigue. You get 2 magic asterisks per roll. And you essentially get a roll by default. And then for every extra roll you buy, you have to roll... So, let's say I spend 4 asterisks. I'm going to get 2 rolls plus the 3rd roll, the roll I always get. And if I roll a 3, 2, or 1, I succeed on the check. So that's clunky for everybody. Absolutely everybody. The graveyard appears in a random clearing. That's a little bit better for our crowd here. 7-4, high pass 4. Oh, that stinks. That's a terrible one. It's a terrible place. 2 skeletons, 2 skeletal swordsmen, 2 skeletal archers appear. Let's grab the creatures out of the deck. So we got skeleton, skeleton, skeleton. Copy, paste. There we go. That is who is at the graveyard. The graveyard is a treasure site. It's not here, by the way. We'll get there in a minute. So there's 6 dudes there. They're all medium. They all have varying degrees of nasty. So if you get there, it is a, what is it? 3 small, 3 large. Wow, that's actually quite the... So we draw from the separate deck. There's the large, small 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, and 3. Done. There you go. If you were to get there, kill the dudes, loot the treasure. The first person to loot a treasure scores. You don't have to kill the archers. You just have to loot a treasure. Horde of Skeletons is a nightmare. Well, these guys don't suck. Like they... Oh, what the hell happened? I must have shuffled them. Oops. They must have been still selected. That is funny and awkward. Like the archers... Skeletal swordsman, the main thing is on the opposites. So these guys suck. These skeletons just absolutely suck. Ask when you're away if you could do a match with each hero getting an epic treasure. So what does that mean? An epic treasure like the best treasure we can find for them kind of thing? But these guys do, I mean, they're incredible. They flip over and they start killing people. I mean, that's interesting. Yeah. And these guys do similar. They do a similar damage. Cloven hoof. Well, that'd be for the, strangely enough, that'd be great for the whatchamacall, the Witch King. So, okay, so that is there, but you still got to clear this, and that's a little bit of a mess. The Lost Scholar. So we got to pick the Scholar up and put him on 3-1, Caves 1. The Scholar got lost. He is now in Caves 1. And that is unfortunate. So, oh, Jesus, Lord. Really? So the last week, yeah, that last week's a little bit of a bummer. I mean, it happens, right? So first off, if you enter a dwelling, you're screwed. Second off, you can't get to the other two points. So that's sort of wacky. Anyway, so be it. That's random chance, and that is why we play the game, I suppose. So let's finish this out here. So our Amazon. So she has a choice. She can either use the gate to immediately go here. These two, these are connected. These sites. She can't go here because it's buried in a landslide, so she just can't do that. Or she could fly to here, here, or here. Well, I don't know how I feel about any of those actually at the moment. Explore Crag is done. She does need to draw a card though, so let's get that done. Because this has been scored. So she scored Explore the Crag. She gets Learn a Spell. Well, come on. That's lame. That ain't gonna happen. She could have got that at the very beginning. That would have been worthwhile, but okay, so I think I don't know that I see the benefit of flying to any of these 3 hexes. Like this is not a good place for the Crag to be to do that. So I think she's going to move to here. Move to here. Now the only problem is that I don't want to face 3 bats. Like 3 bats doesn't seem like it doesn't seem great. So we're gonna we just have to we got to do it. So she's going to move to the gate, move to the ledges. That's an extra move, and then she's gonna hide. So it's move, hide, done. The Satyr is going to move to 4. He's going to spell X and spell, which will fatigue this chit here. Oh, he's gonna have a rough time. That's a rough. That is a shitty. That's a shitty traverse to the It's all right. It's all right. Done. And the sorcerer moves away, moves to the Bashkars. We're going to rest, just to get all of our chits back. We're going to extra spell X and extra spell. So those are 2 extra phases, done and done. Hopefully those stupid bats won't follow us. If they don't follow us, next turn we go in, fireballs blazing. Done and done. And frankly, well, I hope we don't, well, I mean, yeah, we roll bats, that's fine. I want to get 5 bats because I want to get a better chance of nuking the bats. 100% the bats follow. That would actually be good for him this time. But yeah, I could sort of see that. So that is day 22, written for everybody. Let's roll. We're hoping for bats for the sorcerer, right? No, it's just dragons. That's lame. No one's afraid of dragons. Come on, man. So the sorcerer goes down here with his buddies, the Bashkars. Or actually, his, yeah. So he rests 3 times and then flips that shit, and he is done. Dragons are a type of bat. I suppose they are. He is done. The satyr goes to here. He is going to fatigue. He doesn't have to fatigue. That's nice because of the wood sprite. So he's going to pair this with the wood sprite's gold magic. That is going to flip this tile. Done. The Amazon is going to go here and then move there. She will have hidden, and it might actually, I mean, I don't know that it matters. She is hidden. Does Slither, no, Slither doesn't draw because we've already got the bats on the board. And so that is the end of day 22. I am a little concerned for who's going to score any more points here this last week. So the Amazon needs to figure out how to score points. 1, 2, or 1, 2. So she can go here. 1, 2. Can I can't get to a dwelling either. I can't sell anything to anybody. 1, 2, 3, 4. So I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, and then I am going to hide. Or I'm going to hide and go 1. I'm going to, you know, so she's going to go 1, 2, 3, 4. She's going to end up in the cliff. So hide, extra move. And I think that's the good move, right? Move into the valley, and then move into the cliff. So that's 4 phases that are not, you know, right? And she's good. She's rolling it. So she ends up here. She's gonna pick up armor here, and and that's gonna score her a point because I've changed those cards. She also could theoretically go to the guard to get some cash. She doesn't need to be at the guard doesn't have to be there for her to turn in. She also could theoretically pick up the scholar, although it would be tight. But she is, of all the people, has the best chance of doing it. So we're gonna count that out here in a minute. So that is her move. The satyr has a really clunky move. He's got to move to the camp and fatigue. He's then got to move to the chapel and fatigue. He has to end his day at the chapel. So he doesn't want to spend any more phases there than he has to spend. So he is going to hide twice and do those 2 moves. And he will have to fatigue essentially almost everything else that he has. He will have literally like an asterisk or two left in his repertoire there. At the end of the day, his curse will lift. So that's good. He can start to rest. And then we'll figure out his next plan. He's going to try to cure the plague. That is pretty easy. Well, not easy, but that is his plan. How's that? I'll tell you, the Amazon maybe should have flown here in hopes of getting the 50-50 chance she could have done this landslide because she has a lot of labor asterisks, but 50-50 chance you end up here anyway, and that sort of sucks. So, so be it. Okay, that is our move. The sorcerer is going to, I think he is ready. Yep, so he is going to hide, alert, move to the bats. Let's do this. And that is for day 23. And we're hoping for a 6 or we're hoping for a 4 if we're the sorcerer. Because he also wants to kill a giant. He gets a 5, so none of those. he gets none of the above, thank you. The satyr. Hide, move. Doesn't really matter, but let's roll his hides. He doesn't want to also get attacked by the order. I think he is fine. So he is hidden as he is diseased. He must fatigue 4 asterisks. He's going to go 1, 2, 3, 4. And he is done with the day. Does anybody appear? No. The Amazon. She goes to here and she rolls a hide. And she is going to have, so she does hide. She's got all kinds of spider action going. Because of stink. And patter. Unfortunately, the spiders aren't really worth anything anymore. So, well, you know, so, She could theoretically, and these guys don't wander. I mean, she's going to kill that guy. That's an easy kill. Done. Okay. That's her move. Sorcerer hiding twice. He does not on the first. He certainly will do so on the second. He moves up there. He alerts this chit. That makes it a ×0 chit. ×0 chit is going to hit a lot of shit. Nothing else appears. And we are done and ready to go with combat. Nothing here. The Amazon does have a combat. She's going to fight this because it's pretty much an auto kill. So she's going to, first thing she's going to do is just attack it on round 1. If we roll a 1 or a 4, the combat's over, but we don't. Now we are unhidden and it is on our sheet. And we are going to play like this. Oh, does it flip? That's actually the important part. Does not. We're going to now play like this so that we fatigue, so we don't... the satyr had such bad cholera. Well, he has ill health. He can't rest. At the end of the day, he will get rid of ill health and be able to rest up. So it's 4, so this thing is going to line up regardless. It does flip. We undercut it, we kill it. We do have to fatigue 1 fight chit, and we get spider for 3 more prowess, but that's not super. We have 12. We need to get a few more to cut out the sorcerer. That one is not a trophy because the bounty's over. But we're done. The sorcerer's turn. He's got these boys. He's got 2. We're hidden. We're going to hit them. We can only hope. We need a 4, 3, 2, or 1. We have 2 shots at this on the missile table. They're heavy. We do tremendous damage by default. -1 level. So a 4, 3, 2, or 1 is what we're looking for. That ain't it. That's 1 miss. There's our hit. That bat dies. So we burn this chit and this chit. And then, frankly, we have to burn this one to melt into mist again. It is super long and super clunky, but we do kill a bat. So we get bat. That's worth 3. But we also get the bounty. That's worth a point. And we do get to keep this as a trophy after we kill him. So we're going to shrink that down a little bit. He's worth $5 if we can get back to a dwelling. So that is good. So the sorcerer actually has 24 prowess now. So that puts him, the nice thing is that puts him a little bit ahead of the Amazon. Like the Amazon's not going to catch up. Oh yeah, the satyr's like his nose is gone. Yeah, he's all syphilised up. Yeah, it's bad. It ain't good. It ain't good. Okay, so that's the end of the day here. We're on 3rd day this week. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 days. She can go, yeah, 1, 2, 3. She can get to there. 1, 2, 3, that's 2 days. 3 days. 4 days. 5 days. It's going to take her 5 days to get that guy. 1 today, 2, 3, 4, 5. She might, if everything goes absolutely perfectly, she can get the scholar back. I don't think it's going to happen. I don't think that happens at all. Roll dice for perfect play. Sort of. Yeah, right? Everything has to be perfect. And I think she has to find the cliff. Yeah, she has to find that secret path. So let's pretend she's going to try that. So first thing she does is she is going to extra move into 6. That is going to score her the armor, which is also a point. So that's good. Then she is going to move into to 1. So she moves into 1. Well, hold on. Maybe she doesn't move into 1. Because she can't also go into the cave yet. So she might as well spend phases. She is going to hide and search and then move to 1. Hopefully, she finds this bad boy. And if she does, absolutely perfect. And then she can go 1, 2, 3 tomorrow, and 1, 2, 3 back, and 1, 2. So let's count that out again real quick. Day 24 to here, 25 to here, 26 to here, 27 back to here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 20. Yeah, 28. She could drag him back. Sure, why not? We're going for it. That would be our 10th point. That would be actually a nice little score. So that is her move. She's going to score a point today, hopefully. Our satyr. Whew, okay, buddy. So ill health goes away. So he has recovered from ill health at the end of the day. The plague still exists. So I say he moves to Bad Valley 2. So he's going to move to 2 and then rest. Done. The sorcerer. We can blast. We can blast the rocks. I mean, as dumb as it sounds, that might be the play at this point. The play at this point, or looting the altar and just hoping to get a great treasure or something we can learn a spell from, right? So I say he's going to move to the bash cards, of course. And let's rest. Get all 3 chits back. Then we have a spell X and an extra spell. So that'll flip 1 over. So we will have a nice little thing there done. And that's fine. 1. So day 24. I think the sorcerer is going to go for landslide. He's going to shoot for landslide. And maybe get super lucky. If he gets landslide, he can do a pretty good, decent job nuking these putzes. And that's just a ton of prowess, maybe. So he might be able to open this up pretty good. We're going to try it. So that's what we're going to do. The satyr's going to try to cure the plague. The Amazon's going to try to rescue the scholar. That's sort of where we're at. And we are ready to execute day 24 here. And we need a monster check. And it is goblins, ogres, wolves, goblins, octopus. That's good for the sorcerer. The sorcerer moves here. The sorcerer rests 3 times. Code monkey like Fritos. We're going to flip this bad boy. And done. He is done. She moves here. She is going to hide once. She does not hide. I don't think that matters, but she doesn't hide. She now has to search. She needs a 3, 2, or 1. This actually really is going to determine whether or not this is going to work. No. Doesn't find it. She moves to 1 instead. I don't think she's going to make it now. But she does get the armor. So she gets to pick... a piece of armor, strangely enough. She's going to pick a breastplate. And she doesn't need to wear it right now, but she's going to pick a breastplate. She does get a point. That does give her the lead at 9 points. So very interesting. This is definitely going to come down to the last day or 2. Now, her plan might totally change if this card is... No, it's lucky day. Oh, damn. She needed that. She needed that before. She needed that absolutely beforehand. She might have an extra phase or 2, in which case she will figure that out. So she goes there, done and done. He's going to go here, and then he needs to rest. He's going to get back 1, 2, 3 of these. Sure. Now keep in mind, he's going to have to fatigue 2 for moving in there. So we might as well just bring that one back. It doesn't really matter at this point. We can bring either of these back. Done. Okay. And he is done. I don't think we have any. We don't have any. Okay, so at the end of the day, the sorcerer actually has the ability now. So I don't think anything appeared, right? Because we had goblins. So no goblins here. No goblins here, of course, and no goblins here. Goblins do not show up in the mountains. The pool does pop, though. So that pops at the end of the Amazon's day. So that does suck for her because that is going to effectively make it way, way harder to do what she needs to do. So she is sort of screwed at the moment. At the end of the day, the sorcerer initiates combat. He is going to... Yeah, that sucked, man. That's not good. The pool sucks for her. The sorcerer is going to, so the labor, what are the rules for labor? Let's take a look. Labor. So labor, fatigue, fight, or move chits. So 1 labor for every asterisk spent. Done. He's going to do that. He is going to then cast the spells listed on the card. So he does 2 labor. So that brings this down to 10. 10 points needed. So those are his fatigues. He is then going to cast Fiery Blast. He's going to roll damage. The rocks are quote-unquote armored, so they will remove 1 level, but he does do no change. So he does light, star damage, light, medium, heavy, tremendous damage. He does heavy damage. On the rocks, heavy damage is 2 more labor. So he knocks that down by 2. Down to 8. He's going to nuke it again. He's going to roll. We need some big numbers. No, he's going to get, oh, God, -3 levels. So he's going to do the negligible damage. So I think that's no labor. Negligible damage. Yeah. It's literally no labor. Like he literally does nothing with that one. And so he is done for the night, I think. That is not going to be, it's not going to be trivial, strangely enough. Like that is not going to be super easy for him. But we will continue. We'll see. We theoretically can generate probably something like 2 to 4 labor a day. So he should get it by the end of the game. The Amazon. Well, I mean, she has very little left to do other than try this. So she's going to go 1, 2, 3 and head on into 6. So she's going to use extra move, and move into the caves and hope for the best. The satyr, he is going to I mean, he might as well rest as best he can. He is going to hide once, rest once, rest twice, move into the chapel. He's going to have to fatigue. And then he can shoot his shot at the end of the day. The sorcerer is going to rest. He has an extra spell phase from him. He has an extra spell phase from the ring. So that'll get him these 2 chits back because they are actually really efficient. He's going to get a 3rd chit back that he can then turn into purple. So he will have the option to try to shoot again at least once, and done. I don't know how that's going to go. 25. So let's see what happens. 5. So it's spiders and imps. So that's actually good for our Amazon. So the satyr is going to hide once. He rests twice. So we're going to bring this back just for giggles, right? 2 rests, done. He hides once. He rolls 1 die, remember, because he is lucky. He does get a 3, so he is hidden. He does have to fatigue twice. He's going to fatigue this. And that is it. And he will wait till the end of the day to shoot his shot. She goes 1, 2, 3. She flips these bad boys. It is stink and patter. Well, no spiders, no goblins, no trolls. She is done. The sorcerer is going to rest 4 times. He brings these 2 back because these are actually 2. That's 2 labor right there. He's going to bring this shit back and flip it. That's going to be his extra, his if shit goes awry, purple, but nothing appears. Done. End of the day, this guy shoots his shot. He's going to burn this, and that gives him 3 rolls. So these are fatigued. This is discarded, effectively, to the crone. So that is 2 extra rolls, and his 1 roll that he just gets. He gets 3, 2, or 1, but remember, he has the lucky charm. So he gets 3 rolls of 1 die to try to solve this plague, and he does. Done. Plague solved. It is scored. He gets 1 VP and 10 prowess, because everybody's like, ooh, that dude is awesome. Plague. Plague? Can I spell plague? Plague. He gets 1 VP. That puts his cards at 5. That gives him 10 prowess. That gives him 61 prowess, which puts him in the bonus. And there's his 10th point. Oops, what the hell happened there? We just there we go. Oh, we just lost a... What the hell just happened? Hold on. I would argue that we are being a little bit wonky here in Notepad land. Here we go. So the satyr... Oops, we just... Actually, I want to... There we go. We're gonna move that over. That looks awkward. Okay. The satyr just scored his 10th point, so he steals the lead. And that might be all he's going to be able to score, frankly. And the plague is ended, so he does end the plague. The sorcerer has his shot. He's going to spend 2 chits. That's going to give him 2 labor. So he knocks this die entirely away, so that die is gone. He's going to take 1 shot with the fiery blast, and hope to roll a little better than he has done. No, -2 levels. That's going to be light damage. That's going to be 1 labor, so he knocks us down to 5. Okay. The Amazon's going to move to 4. With the scholar, of course. But she is quickly running out of days. The satyr. I do not know what else he possibly... So at the end of the day, he's going to turn all these in. He's going to draw 3 more just in case. And strangely enough, they are at least rollable. Like they're at least possibly okay. So the lost pouch, he rolls a d8. He could totally just luck out on this. 6. It's the woodfolk. So the satyr gets lost pouch for the woodfolk. That ain't gonna really matter. He gets envoy. And he gets the challenge. So what native group cares about battling the satyr? The soldier. So the top soldier. And where is he going to park? The soldier is going to go to the chapel. Interesting. So this guy comes to here. So that is freaking lucky as hell, right? So that's a lucky draw. That is a very lucky draw. 2 of the 3 cards are instantly good. Done. Now, he's in no position to fight this guy, but he might be able to get in position to fight this guy in the next X days. So I say he moves away just this once into the valley, rests 3 times, gets enough chits together to sort of figure out what he needs to do. And he's going to rest 3 more times, probably 4 times tomorrow, and then go back in the last day to try to score the challenge. In the meantime, he could totally steal. You know what? In the meantime, I hate to say it. So he's only going to rest twice today. In the meantime, he's going to pull a quest phase to open the pouch. I don't care if he pisses the woodfolk off. He's never going to see the woodfolk at this rate. They will drop to neutral with him. And that's fine. And he will hopefully roll an 18, which will give him gold. So that will, like, he can cement his win, I think, with some lucky rolls at the end of this. That's a little shitty, but, you know. I've sometimes thought of, do you stop people from turning cards in at the last week because of that? Just so that you don't get into this weird meta of cycling cards until you get something that you can just succeed at where you're at, right? Sitting in a dwelling and cycling cards would be a valid strategy. Just because of the fact that, you know, right, because you only have so many phases, and moving around is going to be more difficult than just sitting there and hiding all day and waiting till you pick the cards. That's sort of what he did. So maybe this gives me one more incentive to say there's a restriction on turning cards in at the last week. I don't know. Because, like, the Amazon's not going to score. He is possibly going to score. He's definitely won this game at this point. And cemented that win. I think this guy's going to rest 4 times. Extra spell X and extra spell, probably. And he's going to try his best. He's going to try as best he can to get that going. He has 1 purple at all times just in case he needs to bolt and get out of dodge. 26. Day 26. What's the monster roll on 26? It is dragons. Okay. 1, 2, 3. The Amazon goes 1, 2, 3. And she has the scholar in tow. She is done. The satyr moves away. He rests 2 times. He's gonna just pull 1 and 1. I think. Sure. And he does the quest phase. He opens the pouch. He rolls 3 dice. The woodfolk are pissed. It doesn't really matter. I'm not going to write it down. We'll just have to remember that he gets 12 gold. That gives him 22 gold. Which is indeed enough to tie the wizard. So that brings the Amazon down to 8. It brings him up to 11.5. And it brings the poor wizard down to 3.5. He gets another card, theoretically. He gets big game, choose the size of your quarry. But I think he gets the challenge, scores the 12. That's his goal. Score the 12 points and be done. The sorcerer rests 4 times. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Flip this bad boy. No dragons are going to appear here. No dragons are going to appear here. And no dragons appear here. At the end of the day, the sorcerer tries. He gets 2 more labor done. So 2. So he drops that down to 3. And we would love to get some gigantic roll here. He's going to roll Fiery Blast. And he gets negligible damage. So he fatigues and fatigues. And does nothing with that. That's too bad. Good night, Michael. Thank you for hanging out, man. And we are done. It is day 27. We are going to go 1, 2. And unfortunately, that's it. We can go 1, 2. Oh, no. No, we can't. 1, search 2, and 1, 2, 3. No, yeah, there's no way. Yeah, and she can't make it. So, I mean, I am going to actually mostly just consider her done. She cannot make what she wants. Like she can't get there. She can't get there. 1, 2. If she could just go 1, 2, 3, 4, then she would have a shot. But she can't this time. She has to go 1, 2. She only has 3 phases, so she can't do that. Then tomorrow, 1, 2, 3, 4, she could do that if she had found this already. Or if she had to, so she goes 1, 2, for instance, and that's where she ends up. The last day she has to hide, move, search is 3, 4, 5, and she is done. So she is 1 phase short. Primarily because she has to. Have you considered 1, 2, skippity boo? So she is done. She's done. She has scored what she can score. I tell you what she can do. She can go 1, 2, and hide. So move, extra move, cool move, and hide. And then tomorrow she will try to find the pool and loot it. Done. And maybe that gives her something that she can use, with the caveat that she can die if she doesn't succeed at the hide, so that sort of sucks. We wouldn't, if this was like a tournament game where we were actually playing for points long term, I would not do that. Because yeah, you're unlikely to get what you need to get. The satyr. I think he is going to rest 3 times. He's going to rest 3 times. He's going to rest 4 times today. That'll give him a bunch of chits back. Like these 2 4-time chits. I think that's pretty good. Done and done and done. He will get that. And then tomorrow he will rest up a little bit and walk in there to go take that dude out. The sorcerer is going to rest 4 times. Extra spell X and extra spell. Hoping for the best. He's hoping to get that, blow that landslide away. It's a little silly, but that's what he's hoping to do. 2 serpents and demons. I mean, that barely matters at this point. We're resting as the satyr. Rest, 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 rest. So, rest, 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 and we'll rest. Done. The sorcerer. This is a guaranteed 2 labor, so we're going to take it. This is a not guaranteed labor, and we're going to flip that shit. Done. I don't think anything appears because that dude is dead. The Amazon is going to end up here. And she's going to end up hidden, but it doesn't matter because there's nothing to jump her at this point. And she is done. And the sorcerer is going to do his last bit here. He's going to fatigue these 2. That knocks him down to a single point of labor required. And then he's going to shoot. He needs anything but a darn 6, I think. He gets a 5. That knocks it down to light damage. That clears the landslide. So, he scores the landslide. The landslide's worth 2 to the guy who did the most. So he gets 6. He gets a 6th point for cards and a 7th point overall. But that is going to require him to fatigue these 2. That sucks a little bit. And the reason is I don't know if I don't think he can make it, because this is 4 phases to get to get here. I don't think he can rest enough and he can't do any more than he's done already. It'd be really fun for him to somehow be able to nuke all of those skeletons, but he is out of days to do so, because he would have to rest twice, use his then extra spell phases, and then he doesn't have enough to go in anymore. So he's actually scored as much as he's probably going to score. So he is going to hide. He's going to search 4 times, hope to find something in the altar, pretty much. That is going to be his final day. The Amazon is going to hide, move into the pool. So that's an extra move. Search 3 times. So literally this is, hey, what's up, Rob? Oh, geez, you came the last 2 days? Dude, that sucks. Where were you? You're literally the only person left. That's hilarious. No one's left. No one's freaking here. Just got off work. He is going to rest once. Oop, whoa, hey. We're going to rest once. We're going to hide twice. we are going to move to the chapel. We just don't want to get attacked by the order, largely is what it comes down to. And then finally, he's going to search 4 times. Hope to find the altar. What's up? What's up? Good to see you, Rob. I'm glad glad you at least vaguely stopped by. I think the Satyr wins this. Absolutely. There's no doubt about it. Last day, we have gold magic everywhere. We do get 2 dice. So this could be wacky. Who knows? 1s and 3s. Ugh, okay, that's... Oh, so hey, the octopus goes away. But it comes back, of course. All these dragons go away. Now, the funny part is, had she known that, that would have been a great time to get into the mage tower, but you can't, you can't really know what's going to happen there. The company goes away. Right. Yep. Done and done. So those guys are all gone. Yep. We drag and drag. He's going to do a bunch of crap. He rests once. Just get this back. Might as well. We're going to hide twice. Doesn't really matter. I think the game went great. So he's hidden. He walks in. He is done. Does anyone appear at the chapel? Yeah, the patrol appears at the chapel. The Amazon goes here. She gets 3 searches and a hide. So she's going to hide. Hopefully she does hide. We don't want to... Nope, she doesn't hide. So she's actually dead. She cannot flee from the dude. Oh, she's going to roll Lucky Day. Lucky day. Nope, she fails it again. She's going to get 3 searches, and then she's going to die. And that's fine. We won't even worry about it at this point. Wait, hold on. That was... So 1. Nope, 2. She does find the pool. 3rd search is 6. Is there 6? Yeah, there's a 6 card in the pool. She gets the quick boots. Doesn't help her. Doesn't help her. Lucky day goes away. The octopus shows up and will drown her. Day 28. There is no dodge. Ain't no dodge. The sorcerer is going to search 4 times for the altar. Needs a 1 or a 4. He gets a 4. There you go. So he does find the altar. He's going to get 3 loots on the altar. That is a fail. 1. That is a fail. Come on, man. There you go. He gets the top card from the altar. What the hell's the top card on this bad boy? The Eye of the Moon. Doesn't help him. Doesn't help him. And he is done. And we have one last thing to do, and that's the battle between these 2. So we can't be hidden or else everybody's pissed off. Although, maybe we can be. Maybe we don't. Last day, maybe we don't care. If you start hidden, you lose 1 level of relation with his group and any who are present. You know what? We're going to start hidden. We are going to ambush this son of a bitch. And yes, everybody hates us now. Guess what? I don't give a shit. Everybody hates us. So while hidden, I'm going to cast Web. So Web, because I have gold magic because of the wood sprite. He is not on our sheet, because remember, we're hidden. He goes to here. Does he flip? He's not on our sheet. He's not attacking anyone yet. He does not flip. Done. He is webbed. He cannot leave this box. Sure. I'm going to have the wood sprite go here. Remember, the wood sprite is a defense 1. She's a speed 1. He can't move from this box. He can't hit her no matter what happens. We are going to ready the spear. And then play this, and we're going to cover that box there because he cannot leave that box. So, doesn't matter. He cannot roll. He stays in that box. Does he flip? Doesn't matter, by the way. He doesn't flip. He misses the wood sprite. We do heavy damage and kill him. Done. Everybody hates us. The order is pissed off. The patrol's pissed off. The soldiers are pissed off. Everybody's pissed off. But we get 1 VP. We get his prowess and gold values +5. That's 1 more VP. His prowess value is 4, so we get 9 prowess. We get 7 gold. And that's the end of the game. I'll tell you what, I will say this. The satyr made amazing use of web. Amazing use of web. And amazing use of Elven Grace. Not as much, obviously, but amazing use of web for sure. To kill lots of things that normally would be a little more difficult to manage there. But he does win. He gets 12.5 points, and he is the winner by a bit. And I'm not going to count the Amazon's death. She scores 8 points. Done. The sorcerer, and they both end up like a day short. One more day, and they might have the opportunity to score, but no one's going to beat, at this point, the satyr's final couple days there. He did do a very good job. Plague, challenge. So he scored essentially, if you think about it, 4.5 points with his last week. And those are the kind of last weeks you sort of won. Rob, can you want to hang out for 10 minutes, 20 minutes? You want to hang out a little bit? I'm going to grab another drink. We'll come back. We'll chat about the game or the games, any games you want to talk about. Got all the beer in the world. Yeah, let me grab a quick drink, and I'll put the text up. I mean, it's only you two. It's only you guys, so it doesn't really matter. But I'll put the text up anyway in case someone pops in. I'll be back in like a minute. So how are you, Rob? How you doing? How are you? How is work? How is life? Dodged a bullet at work. Jesus. Good. I'm sorry to hear that you had to dodge a bullet at work, but good. Excuse me. Goodness. CEO was going to ask me to demonstrate my product. $8 billion company. Nice. But what's up, Dustin? How are you, man? Good to see you. We did finish the game, so he's doing it instead. I used to love giving those demonstrations. Used to love it. Used to love it. I'm definitely not as good. I'm not as practiced as I was before in public speaking. I used to be pretty decent as a public speaker, but it's been years and years and years since people put me in front of customers. I don't know why. I was really good at it in the, when I did it, and it just just sort of petered out. He wanted me to show him how to do it. Pissed off at my work, but good. Good, good, good. I'm glad you're good. Not glad you're pissed off at work. But yeah, that was a good game. The satyr is an interesting character. I need that job that is fun. Me too, by the way. Me too. Not quite there yet. And by the way, I don't think YouTube's gonna make it for me. I don't think I'm gonna be able to retire on YouTube. I might have to work at a Costco or something. um, I think the satyr is an interesting character. Let's take a. I mean, not that I don't have a whatchamacall directly over here. Let's put this up top. I mean, if you think about it, it's sort of neat, right? He gets I need more swag. Oh geez. Yeah, that seems like work though, to make cups and shirts and shit. Um and frankly, and I'll be honest, and I know I try not to be political, but I'm just so angry that all of the dodge shit can't be used to run away, but it can be used to dodge, right? So it can be used to in your move, but it can't be used to flee battle. So any of my swag would be probably angry. That's all. Give me a room where I don't gotta hear the neighbor shit every night. Oh, that's not cool. That's not cool. Are you bunked like are you guys? You guys are like in almost what, like a dorm or some shit almost, right? Like, oop, nope, nope, don't do that, don't do that. Yeah, I just want to put that somewhere people can see it. Maybe, maybe we'll tell you what, we'll hide that. We'll move that up top. There you go. People will know where it is. People will see dorms basically with a bathroom shared with the room beside. Yeah, absolutely. I could see that being annoying if it's, you know what I mean? Like there's nothing wrong. There's nothing shittier. There ain't nothing shittier than a bad roommate, right? Or a bad dorm mate. So yeah, I could see that. An inch gap between the door and the floor. Ugh. I'll bet you make good bank though. I'll bet you make good money being out on site. So a little bit of inconvenience. You're not that angry. Oh, I have t-shirt ideas. They just have nothing to do with Magic Realm. Um, but yeah, no, I like the satyr. The satyr is sort of this weird, interesting merge between a heavy fighter not a tremendous fighter. He can't match the dwarf, the berserker, or the white knight, because he can't kill tremendous armored things. But he does have the gold magic, and if you can use it, and especially with all the extra spells, he can use it to a very interesting effect. That web spell was great. He used it like 3 or 4 times to lock something in a spot and then kill it. And it especially makes a very good, and I think I did it wrong one time, because it is, you do have to hit with it. So he should have to, you know, line up or undercut, or at the very least, he should have to alert it. Yeah, bats cut him down pretty easy. That's not good. That's not a good fight for him. That's not a good fight for him. But the giant spider, the giants, the tremendous spider, the giants, the demons are all good fights for him, especially hidden. Especially hidden. So I do appreciate that. So it's interesting. I'm excited for Look Outside. But I have to do, I think I have to tomorrow figure out where I am. So the problem I have with some of these games is that I don't remember where I am. Right? So some of the games are very like, it's hard to pick it back up and go, well, what am I trying to accomplish? I almost need to take notes or some shit when I'm, yeah. So I need to probably tomorrow night, I need to spend an hour just sort of figuring out where I'm at and what I need to do, so that on Friday we can get to play. But yeah, I'm excited for it. I think that's a really good, that's to say, that game is surprisingly good. That is a surprisingly fun game. We all know you aren't outside. I'm not outside. Yeah, look at the last 10 minutes of it. Sort of. You can sort of do that, but you know, role-playing games have that whole, what quests are you leaving? What are you trying to get done? What's your status kind of thing? What's the possibility of running Fallout Horizon at the same time in the background to let the production cycle through? That's not a bad idea. That's a weirdly okay idea. That's funny. That is so funny. Just looking outside, not going outside. I've looked already. You can't see the eyeball down here. It's out of the camera. Hello. That's a good game though. Look Outside's a great game. Another one I was sort of looking at, I forget what is it? Give me 1 second. Another one I was sort of looking at. Do great voices in that game. Another one I was looking at. What's my wish list look like, folks? I was looking at this Kingdom of the Night. Hunt down nightmarish demons and save the town of Miami, Arizona in this 80s themed isometric action RPG with an expansive, interconnected map and open-ended quests. Explore freely while unraveling the main story. I love the 80s, like 80s in an 80s Arizona town. Sounds super fun. So I think after we get done, I might pick it up at 20% off, and then another game I played the demo of, which was sort of interesting, was there's Star Trek Voyager. So they released a Star Trek Voyager roguelike, which is weird, and I thought that might be fun. But it's like, I don't need to spend another $20 on a game. So yeah, that was good. That was a good audience. I probably won't get that many this time through. Probably the novelty of that game's worn off. We'll see. I'm excited to do it. I probably should have rode that wave a little longer, but yeah, whatever. It's all good. No subscribers though. So that tells you how well we did. But yeah, sure, like the I'm gonna tilt this down. Oh, whoa, hey. Tilt this down the tiniest bit so when I lean back, I'm not like this. That's the kid table. Power World spinoff. I didn't. There's a Power World spinoff. Really, I didn't know that. What is that? My God, you're not wearing pants. Oh, I never wear pants. Do you think I wear pants on stream? Jesus, sir. What do you think I'm a Philistine? We don't wear pants on stream. God. Harvest Moon clone, basically. Harvest Moon clone? Oh, I see. The Power World. Oh, that's interesting. That's interesting. That's interesting. Yeah, I mean, I like Power World. I like Enshrouded. I don't, I mean, I wouldn't mind going back and playing or whatever, but I don't, I'm not super excited about Power World. Like, Power World does not make me go, ooh, I need to get back in there. I would, but you know what I mean? But it's not like, oh, oh yeah. It's fine. And Enshrouded's fine. I think Scott and I did a bunch in Enshrouded. And so here's my problem. So here's my problem. This drives my game addiction a little bit. And maybe it's I don't know, almost an excuse, but my problem with games is that I don't play games. I'm not a completionist, obviously. You can obviously tell that. Like you should, by now, you should know. I don't care if I complete a late night addiction talk. I don't care if I complete a game. No, absolutely not. I play games for the novelty and to sort of figure out what their vibe is and what the ideas, what the rules are, what the, sort of what it's about. And then the problem is when I'm done, when I've sort of vaguely figured it out and I go, and it's not figure it out in the sense that, oh, I can beat this all the time. It's figure it out to go, okay, I know where this is going. I know about how the game loop goes, and I know what it wants me to do. At that point, I'm mostly done, unless there's something else there to sort of, unless there, so for instance, what would then keep me going is the promise that, no, there's a little bit more if you just go this far, and there's a little bit more if you just go this far. There's a little bit more if you just go this, you know what I mean? Or a great story. Like, oh, I'm just drawn in by to see what happens to these characters. Because Skyrim always has something new. Because if you throw a bunch of mod packs in, then all of a sudden Skyrim's a slightly new game. Right? And I do love sort of character builds in the sense of, okay, and now you can attack enemies this other way that you couldn't attack them before, and you can do this to the enemies and you couldn't do that before. And that's just a little drip of novelty, if that makes any sense. It's just and then you run out of that and you go, okay, I'm sort of done. And then a new mod pack comes out and you're like, well, I want to see how this one works. Right? Like that's exactly it. The actual question, I'll tell you what the actual question is. Why do I go back to Horizon? Because Horizon is about the same every time. Frankly, it's a great mod pack, but it's about the same every time. And I'm still enjoying it. This run is great. This is my favorite run of Horizon. This is my favorite Horizon run. Still love the damn thing. Don't know why. I mean, I know why. I just mean, I don't know why I went back to it. I played it. I played Horizon, sort of. Um, but yeah, Horizon is just peak Fallout. Like it. Don't get me wrong. It could be a little less convoluted. It's one dude doing the thing, and he put shit wherever he put it. His little menu system's great, but I mean, where is everything? Have no idea, right? Oh, I want to make this one thing. Well, good luck finding it. And you know, but that's a minor bitch. It is a great mod. It truly, I think Horizon is what Fallout and the game we will not name should have been. If Starfield, I mean the game we shouldn't name, if that game was like Horizon in the sense that building the bases was a thing, bingo. If building the bases would have then expanded what you could travel to, and then you build the bases, and then you expand, and then you build the bases, that would have been an amazing freaking game. That would have been a great game. That would have been a great game. And Fallout I think needs that. Don't get me wrong, you play Fallout once through, and it's like, yeah, I did the quests, and it's fine. And so base Fallout gives you like a one playthrough, and I'm done. I'm pretty much done. With Horizon, now you have this whole, how am I going to get the thing that I need to make the thing I need, right? To expand out, right? And so on. Did you try the settlements? So that's an interesting question. I'll tell you. So I appreciate what they did with No Man's Sky. I do. I appreciate the I'm not going to say disaster, because I played No Man's Sky at launch and it was okay. It was fine. It was just very, very short-lived. Right? No Man's Sky at launch is like a 10-hour game. Right? A cookie clicker type of guy. Sort of. I'm sort of a cookie. I am, except, I mean, I don't want to, the cookie clicker is dumb because I'm a number go up guy. I really am. I truly am. I'm a number go up guy. I admit that. I believe there's something about MMOs, that sort of paradigm of continuous progression, which I do very much enjoy. So I don't discount that I'm a cookie clicker type of guy. I need a tiny bit more than a cookie clicker, though, right? So I need an RPG with a little bit of a grind. Stellaris. Yeah, I like Paradox games. I'm a number go up guy, absolutely. And Skyrim does it well. Stellaris, Paradox games tend to do it well. Fallout with Horizon does it very well. You know, a lot of RPGs do it decently. You know, but again, I love the drip of mechanics that you occasionally get. So, if it's not drip of mechanics as much as it is, it's either a drip of mechanics or a drip of a new power that allows you to approach some encounter in a new way. And I think that Skyrim does that reasonably well. And Fallout does not do that so well because you're just shooting shit. But Horizon gives you that whole, but how am I going to keep this up? I need ammo. I need this next thing. How is my production going to advance so that I can better keep my hero in, you know, right in there? I have not. I have a buddy bought Factorio for me, and I'm sorry, Jim. I've not played it really past like a half an hour, and he's so into Factorio. He loves Factorio, and I sort of see the joy, but I'm not. You know, I'm not quite there yet. What's something you thought Xfield did very well. Let me think about that. I think that I think that Starfield's shooter mechanics are fine. I think very well. You said well, just well. I think the shooter mechanics are decent. They're not terrible. They're not a backwards move from Fallout 4. They are better than Fallout 4. So it is a decent shooter in that respect. I think a couple missions were fine. I think the first mission where you meet the whatever the goofy creature, the alien creatures are, was really well done. So I think some of the missions are fine. I think the skill system is a good idea, but just doesn't ultimately, the final execution doesn't work real well, if that makes any sense. Like, I think the concept of the skill trees, the way they work, and the unlocking them with doing a thing is pretty cool and could be executed better, but I think ultimately it falls flat because of the design of the individual skills. And I think that's something, the system is good. The final execution is clunky because it doesn't, you need to rebalance all that and make it work. I have played BioShock. I played the one that I played BioShock Infinite all the way through and got to the end of that where all of your identical twin daughters are drowning you or whatever the fuck they do at the end of the game. I played BioShock Infinite all the way through. I played other BioShocks a little bit. Mass Effect, I played that on the Xbox. I didn't play that on the PC. I have that for the PC. I did like BioShock Infinite. I thought it was fun, and I played it to the end because I wanted to know what happened. See, that's a game where it hooked me with, like, the mechanics at some point run out. I was interested in what was going to happen, and so I played it to the end. And in the end, you go, oh, you're my daughter, and you're killing me because I need to die. I get it. Cool. Done. It was good. It was good. That was a good game. Did you like Lost? I never saw Lost. I've never seen Lost at all. My only knowledge of Lost is the critique of Lost, which I do absolutely understand, by the way. People bitching about Lost seeming to have mysteries and concepts which never come to fruition. And I totally understand that. You have to very much... That would drive me nuts, by the way, in the end. That would drive me nuts. Maybe they just ran out of time, I suppose. You could just canceled, and it's like, well, then what do we do now? Because you have all these threads hanging out. But because I love a good mystery horror story, or whatever. It doesn't have to be horror, but I love when the loose ends make sense. Even if they're not wrapped up perfectly, they're at least wrapped up, enough that you can go, oh, I see where that's going, or I understand it. Like, I love when the mystery at the end makes some sense, if that makes sense to you. Like, I love when the characters in the horrors. Now, don't get me wrong, it's hard to do. Like, horror's different, right? Horror's rough. Because ultimately, it's only horror when you like, horror is losing control. So right now we're playing a tabletop game, which is a horror game. And I go, the problem is it ceases to be a horror game once you know what the parameters are, unless I'm going to just kill you all. It did. So unless I just kill everybody, which isn't the purpose of this particular game that we're playing. The purpose of this game is that they do win. So it goes from a horror game to a objective game, and I do like horror. But I do want it to all so I do want it to tie together though. I do want them at the end. Yeah, Resident Evil a little bit. I do want at the end of this campaign for everybody to go, oh my God, that all made sense, even though it went from horror to mystery to we've got to do these things to get out or to escape or to win. Like I don't mind that shifts like that, as long as at the end they go, wow, that was cool because this thing you said on day one actually pertains to what happened on day 2001, or whatever, right? I knew you would like the Rat King. I probably would be a Lost guy. I probably would like Lost, Nutmeg, until it ends and nothing resolves. And then I'd be like, well, screw that. That annoys me a little bit. I love a good resolution. I knew you would love the Rat King from Look Outside because it looked like that thing in the Runeberg game. Yeah, I love the idea of the Rat King. I love the idea of that is horrifying. So, okay, by the way, the most recent thing they fought, and this is totally random. This is a night where I had nothing good planned. I had nothing planned for them. And they went down. They were going to a mine run by dwarven bandits, infiltrating it. And so they took jobs there. And so the foreman goes and sends them down to the mine and says, yeah, we got a problem. These guys were attacked by rats. And it's like, rats? Because rats are like low-level creatures, and they're fourth level. They should be able to roll rats in a heartbeat. And it turns out these rats are licking or eating or consuming this salt, and the salt takes over. Like these rats like have no eyes. Their eyes are crystals of salt, or their mouths are like all salts, crystal, whatever. And they do horrific bleeds. So in Runebearer, so I upgraded bleed. So in Runebearer, bleed is a status effect. And this is Swordsphere, so it's not quite Runebearer. It is Runebearer the MMO, if Runebearer was a video game. So bleed takes a hit point a round from you, which isn't terrible for most things, but you then roll a die. And if you roll a 5 or 6, your bleed increases, and if you roll a 1, your bleed decreases. So bleeds tend to go out of control. And bleeds have a cap of 3 or 4, depending on the game. But these rats have the hemophiliac trait, which means their bleeds can go infinitely. And so you could have a character with like bleed 6 or 7, which is what we ended up with in the fight. Which means you're losing 7 hit points a round and rolling 7 dice, which then explode into more bleed. So it was freaking horrific. Like that was and I realized in this game, at least the Swordsphere game, every new creature they meet needs to have some power they've never seen before, because that's going to make them sort of twitchy and nervous and scary. So yeah, the Rat King I think was awesome. I sort of loved the Rat King in that game. I thought it was weird. I do like horror. I've never played Resident Evil. I probably should. My problem with horror games nowadays, is that horror games nowadays tend to be shitty puzzle games with jump scares. And I'm not interested in that so much. Or they're super gross, or right, or they like they delve into things that maybe I don't care to talk about on channel. Right, and even Look Outside can be gross. It's very body horror-esque, but but the pixel art sort of helps a little bit, right? Yeah, the Resident Evil, the old ones are scary because you don't get a lot of ammo. Yeah, they're very much survival horror games, right? I could see that. I dig that. I've not played Resident Evil. I should at least consider it because that might be fun. But yeah, I missed out on those games when they were on whatever consoles they were on, PlayStations. Like my first PlayStation was a PlayStation 3. I recently bought a PlayStation 2 to play because my PlayStation, so the PlayStation 3, of course, I think the PlayStation 3 was peak Sony, by the way. Goofy ass architecture, goofy multi-threading architecture, compatible with the PS2. It just had a whole PS2 baked into it. These are the old PS3s, the Panini makers is what we used to call them. So I bought a ton of PS2 games, which I have on my shelf there. You can see them. And then my PS3 died, so I bought a PS2 for like $20 just to play. Yeah, PlayStation 3 was an amazing machine. Like that was peak Sony. That was a great console. PlayStation 4 is a fine console, and I own one. It's fine, but it's just a PC now. But the PlayStation 3 was different and weirdly awesome in their what do you want to say? Their commitment to backward compatibility was very admirable, I thought. And you know, and you know what? And it what do you want to say? And it acknowledged the fact that those PlayStation 2, in my opinion, that era was the height of the JRPG. That the number of amazing JRPGs that came out of the PlayStation 2 era is freaking incredible. And again, I have a backlog. I will die. And this is, I'm not even being hyperbolic. I am going to die before I finish all these PlayStation 2 games that I have on my shelf, let alone the PlayStation 4 games and so on. But this PS2 backlog will kill me. I will die of a heart attack before I play all those games. Or liver failure, or whatever else. But you know, no, that's but the PlayStation 2 back catalog is incredible. And so I have bought a PlayStation 2 to actually be able to play those. And I have a Japanese PlayStation 2 because when I went to Japan, I said, screw it, I'm buying a Japanese PlayStation 2 to buy primarily Dokapon World, believe it or not, in Japanese. Death from Not Enough Gaming. I mean, that is true. That is true. Need more gaming. Scott will tell you that too. Need more gaming. Absolutely need more gaming. But yeah, PlayStation 3 was a great machine. PlayStation 2 literally just peak, in my opinion, that was peak JRPG time for sure. So yeah, hopefully you guys have at least gone to the other channel and seen the vids that we posted this week. So that was cool. Millions of JRPGs from the time, absolutely 100%. I do like what you have going on. I don't hate it. I'm obviously with 21 subscribers. That sort of sucks, but yeah, but whatever. I mean, I'm sort of, it literally is for me and the few people that I know are going to watch. And I suppose I don't care otherwise. You got to start someplace. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. It's an investment. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. I didn't mind the Starforged game. It's not my type of game, so I don't know how much I continue it. But I didn't hate it, but I don't. It's it's not my normal mode of gaming, if that makes any sense. I do love the book. I think it's a great book, and like the oracles in it, just the back of the book with the charts and tables for all the bits and the buildings and the quirks and the like the areas and the features and so on is great. But I don't know that it's just not the type of game I would normally run, even for myself, even solo. Fantastic Heroes and Witchery, pretty decent game so far. I don't hate it, but I do have to figure out how I'm going to populate the world and move forward with that game. I think the combat will work enough. I think I'm going to do one more test combat. The old Final Fantasy games. I've not, so I'm a little bit of a latecomer to Final Fantasy. I do remember Final Fantasy VII. The last Final Fantasy I remember actually finishing was 10. And I weirdly enjoyed Blitzball. And I weirdly enjoyed the pseudo love story between the two main characters. Though Final Fantasy X is obviously not the peak Final Fantasy according to the universe. But I have not played most of those games, actually. I have not played most of the Final Fantasy. And though I own 12 and I own 15, I don't love them as much because I don't love the real-time combats as much as the turn-based fights. I shouldn't say that. I don't love the turn-based fights in most JRPGs, but I like less the real-time fights. How's that? Although I will say Final Fantasy 15 is actually a very neat game. The vibe of Final Fantasy 15 is, I think, incredible. The whole bro road trip is amazing, I think, strangely enough. The vibe. The game itself is fine, but the vibe is incredible. I love that, hey, we're pushing our car, on the... It's weird. It's a weird vibe, but I do think that vibe is pretty cool. But the game itself has not captured me enough to sit down and just play it out. The last Final Fantasy that captured me enough like that, strangely enough, was 10. And I know that's a weird flex, but Final Fantasy X was the last Final Fantasy game to just grab me to the end. But yeah, and Tactics. And Final Fantasy Tactics. If you want a Final Fantasy game that I think that I really enjoy, has nothing to do with Final Fantasy, it is Final Fantasy Tactics. I do love that game because I think the mechanics are incredible. Incredible. Well, I mean, 14 is an MMO, right? So I don't even count Final Fantasy 11 and 14. They don't count. They are MMOs. Totally different game. Totally different vibe, right? Final Fantasy 14 is a fine MMO. It starts out amazingly slow, like painfully slow. Painfully slow. Who do I have? What is the class? I think I have a bard. I have a bard in Final Fantasy 14. Played a long time ago. That's decent. But it's just, and I was in a guild for a while in Final Fantasy 14, but the most I remember about that guild was helping the one guy do his freaking math homework in the guild. He was like, going to like community college or something, and I was helping him do his math, his algebra homework. That's sort of my memory of Final Fantasy 14. That and that and like I so my bitch about I mean, I think all the Final Fantasies are very solid JRPGs, and some of them have amazing stories, and I really should go and play most of them. I just, I just isn't. They're fine. I just haven't. They don't strike me in the ways like, because I don't find the mechanics that fascinating typically. I find the mechanics sort of, a little dull. So, and the stories are JRPG stories, if that makes any sense. Um, so, I mean, such is life, right? Kill 10 slimes. That's funny. So here's the thing. Here's the funny part. I hate most Asian MMOs because most Eastern MMOs because the quests and like I hate the talk to Jim or talk to character X. Up character X's, and it's a long conversation, and you're done. Okay, walk 30 foot to character Y and talk to them. Okay, half an hour later, now you're done. Cutscene. Okay, now talk to character X again. Like, what is going on? Send me to kill shit. What are we doing? It's just too much of that. And Final Fantasy XIV's main story had a lot of that still. You like, and heck, even Blade and Soul, which I thought was a very serviceable real-time combat game, like you just, what am I doing? I'm walking around talking to people, then I kill 10 things, then I go to a dungeon that is pretty trivial, and then I come back and talk to people again, then I talk to more people, and so on, right? I don't love, and Final Fantasy XIV is a serviceable MMO, but it does have that vibe a little bit. If so whatever. So be it. No, I have to sort of rev myself up for JRPGs nowadays, unfortunately. Um, I think I want to play Metal Saga all the way through again. I think I want to play it all the way through. I think that's one that I never finished that I think really deserves finishing. It has sort of a weird, right? It has a vehicle, like a vehicle combat, JRPG combat, almost like an Earthbound Mother vibe to it in some ways. So I'd like to finish that one. I don't know what other ones like God, now I gotta go look. Hold on. Yeah, like Odin Sphere, Crimson Sea, Rogue Galaxy. Rogue Galaxy's one I want to finish. Oh, the Dark Clouds. I have Dark Cloud and Dark Cloud 2 that I've never quite finished. Dark Cloud. Oh, by the way, Dark Cloud 2. Oh, amazing game. I have a Wizardry for the PlayStation 2. Like there's just a lot of, now mind you, here's one of my problems. By the way, this is actually sort of a dumb one, but here's one of my problems. It's a PlayStation 2. I can't even stream it. So Metal Saga is anime girls and tanks. Metal Saga is great. I didn't really have many anime. I remember anime girls, and so I didn't get far enough, presumably. Um, but yeah, I Metal Saga is great. Metal Saga is a great game. I need to play it. I need to just go and play it all the way through. The problem is I'd be playing it in the living room on the TV in my easy chair, falling asleep and not streaming it. I would love to stream Metal. I just have to figure out how do I stream from the PlayStation 2. That would be fun. That would be pretty fun. The other thing is, by the way, is I do want to do more tabletop stuff just because um I don't know. I feel more how to put this. This is weird. I feel spiritually I owe it to the universe to play more tabletop shit. If that makes any sense. Like video games are great and I love video games and strangely enough I think video games help the channels more. Right? 150 people watch Look Outside. 2 people watch Magic Realm. Um, 5 max. Thank you, you 5, whoever you are. um, so though I do feel that that video games help the channel more, you've been chosen to place your hand on boards and game with them. And the thing is that I really do need to. I either need to find tabletop mods, simulator mods for some of the games, or I do need to just suck it up and do what I need to do and get that studio. Like the problem is that my wife is now sleeping in the room because we are now old enough. We are now old enough. Like we're almost like a 50s couple. We sleep in separate beds now because it helps it helps it helps because she is a bad sleeper kind of TMI I know, but she wakes up at anything. So if I'm coming in at 1 o'clock, she's gonna wake up. If I twist and turn, she wakes up. Right, so she needs to sleep through the night. So now she's sleeping in the room that was going to be my studio. um, love her dearly, and so I want her to sleep, and that's more important than her. Uh, you know, So I don't mind having the bed to myself. Fuck it, and I don't mind being able to go into the room and turn the light on and brush my teeth and right and all that. So I don't it doesn't bother me, but it does mean that I can't use that room like I expected to use the room. So be it. And we still have 2 rooms that we could use, but they're the kids' rooms, and the kids are still in college. They still come back. So I think I have a couple years before that studio gets created, probably. And I'll need cameras and so on. And frankly, I'm concerned about the price of all of it because obviously with tariffs and with the supply chain problems and with the AI companies deciding they're going to buy every freaking thing that they possibly can buy to create data centers that absolutely no one fucking wants. I think that consumer electronics are weirdly just falling apart, falling by the wayside. Could you ever video one of your Saturday games without filming anyone, just the board and having images for the players? Um, I don't know. My problem with filming the Saturday games is twofold. One is I'm not 1,000% sure that it's not just one giant inside joke. So I'm not super comfortable with that. The other problem is simply that and this is I don't know, maybe this is a weird thing to, I do feel that until I retire, my name and face, and I use my, I mean, think about it. I'm using my real name for the most part and my real face on screen to be recorded. And don't get me wrong, typically 100 people max view a thing. So I'm not really exposed that much to the broader internet. But I do feel that I need to police what I say to some degree because I do still work. I do still, and my work is not, I'm not, I, I'm not a big deal, but I'm not, I'm not nobody in the universe, right? And so I feel the need to police what I say reasonably heavily. Um, right? So I'm not super comfortable then having 6 to 10 people, including my children and my friends and my friends' children, and necessarily having to police everything they say, if that makes any sense. Um, During a game. And I have friends that are amazingly inappropriate. As much as, in ways that I go, I don't, it's not cool. Don't do that. So yeah. So I need to retire and then I don't care anymore, right? I'm good. And they didn't sign up for that. Absolutely. Um, so yeah, there's a little bit of that. And so there's actually three reasons, right? Two, one is inside joke. Two is policing everything everybody says, and having to be the killjoy. And Scott has. He absolutely, he comes and he says stuff and blah blah blah, and you know, and I've even said to him, look, I need you to back me up when blah 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 happens, and that kind of thing, right? I've laid out the ground rules. Um, and he's and I've known him for years. He is truly my best friend, and so he's fine with all that. But like if he brings his wife and kids to play, they don't. They don't. My kids, and so, um, none of them need that. And even if you didn't show their faces or whatever, just to. And the third thing is I don't. I'm not sure that our tabletop games would be that interesting. I wish they were. I wish they were. But we're not actors. We're not voice actors. We're not celebrities. We're not inherently interesting people. We are playing your very typical tabletop game with the caveat that we've played together for many, many years. So we're very used to each other. And and some of these game ideas are wacky. So the game idea we're playing right now is very wacky. It's an MMO. They're playing, kids in a high school experiencing a horror story, and they're playing in the Sword Sphere world, which is just an MMO with no stakes. They can die. They die. They lose some experience. They come back. Um, and that's hard to convey necessarily. And so I don't know how well that translates to a video without with people buying in or whatnot, right? um so I wouldn't hate the idea of playing on video, but my guess is it wouldn't draw that many. It wouldn't be that popular anyway, and and the extra exposure is not. It's family bonding time. Yeah, it sort of is for us. Yeah. It sort of is. Don't need leers. I don't necessarily care. I don't necessarily, but yeah, I don't like. I watch some people do their online games, and the fact of the matter is, like, I hate making something I'm not interested in. And when I watch other people's games, I typically think, oh, I'm not that interested ultimately. Now, part of the problem is, and this is a conceit. So absolutely I'm being an asshole. Um I think a lot of games online, solo or with players, end up being very slow. They end up playing very slowly. And I don't like that. I like my games to move. Um and the solo games sometimes have this problem too. Like I love Brian's channel. Literally it's Brian's channel. That's the name of the channel. I love that channel. I love it. But his games move so slowly, and he talks about what he's going to do, and then he talks about doing it, and then he does it, and then it's very slow. So he could be 40 sessions in, and you go, you've explored 6 rooms and you've had 3 fights. My lord, what are you doing? Like, and I want my games to move. I think a lot of online games move very slowly as well, and so and at the table, I think we move reasonably quickly, and for me that's a good thing, and for the table that I'm playing with, it's a good thing. Is that a good thing generally? I actually don't know. Like I don't know. Maybe we gloss over stuff which other people think is super important. I don't know. Um, it's very interesting to me actually. It could just be perception. It could just be that I think the game is slow because I'm watching on YouTube, and the players of the game itself don't think it's slow. Oh god, my D&D group in the same boss fight for 2 seconds. I don't. I don't look. I don't hate that if it's like a big deal, right? I don't super hate that if it's like a big deal. And for instance, a giant set piece with the big boss, um, and then it's midnight and your GM goes, "Okay, we're gonna call it here because the bad guy has you in his grip, and he's knocked Joe off the he's hanging off the bridge over the lava, and this is a great cliffhanger. Let's end it here, and we'll come back next week." I don't hate that. If it's just because it's a slow boss fight, well, I mean that's D&D a little bit, but I just love the games to move at a good clip. And yeah, fights might be slow, but fights are the speed they've but all the others, I just want things to move at a clip, and I do think that a lot of online games just move too slowly for me, and so I lose interest. And I think a lot of solo games that I watch move very slowly to me. Um, and I either lose interest or I sit there and go, okay, you know, I will slog through this or whatever. But that's my sort of critique of most of the games I watch on YouTube are, man, just speed it up. Speed it the hell up. I don't need to hear your backstory for 10 minutes. Let's get this shit moving. I want to see the game being played. Um, and let's get moving here a little bit. I don't know. I have um I do I'm very when we play tabletop, I am very cognizant of pacing, and I don't want things to drag And some of that is because, I have, and everybody wants a different thing out of the game. First off, I have way too many people at my table 9 times out of 10. Like I have 5 to 10 people at the table every week. Now 5 is nothing. 5's easy, but if you have 10 people at the table, oh my god, that's a pacing nightmare. that's a disaster. And so you have to be very cognizant of how much time you're sort of sitting there and how much time you're spending on one individual as opposed to the group, and how much time between interesting things that involve you know these people versus these people versus these people versus everyone. And I just think it's very much you just have to be aware of that. Like anyway, Rob's right. You play MR at a very fast rate. That's funny. I can't watch at a faster speed. It's funny because Dustin, thank you, Dustin, gave me a little message. He said, "Thanks for thanks for the MR game. I appreciate it." And I said, the funny part is, Magic Realm is my comfort game. The I don't have to think so much about it game. Which is weird because you'd think MR would be a game where you have to think about it. But MR to me is the game I don't have to pay much attention to. Whereas if I played Look Outside or even Fallout to a degree, I have to pay more attention than I do when I play Magic Realm. It's not to say I don't pay attention. It's just that a lot of Magic Realm is automatic until you reach that one side case you never thought of, and you go, well, what the frick's the role for this? So for me, Magic Realm is the game that I can just pick up and play and don't have to pay that much attention to. And so at the end of a long weekend, that was a great game to play. I was off for 4 days and I'm like, oh, what am I going to play? And I could play Look Outside, but I don't know where I am. And I could play Fallout, but then I have to figure out what I'm doing. Or I could just play Magic Realm and bam, we would just pound out 2 weeks and done, right? It's just that game. I'm pleased. I've reached a level. Like, I'm not great at Magic Realm. I'm good at Magic Realm. Like, I would, if I played some hardcore PvP Magic Realmer, they would probably gut me with their, better, better understanding of the subtleties of, and that's fine. I don't really care. But I can just pound out the game, and so I do really appreciate, the easygoing vibe that it does. And it's going to take me an hour and a half a week, right? To run through 7 days is about an hour to an hour and a half based on how many characters are alive and what week it is, and so on. But that's, but I've watched some other folks, and that's pretty fast for 4 characters. That's pretty fast. So, I do. It's my comfort game. I used to joke. I always joke with people when they talk about light RPGs versus heavy RPGs, and I go, my light RPG is freaking Hero System, which is considered one of the clunkiest, chunkiest RPGs ever made. But that's my light RPG. Runebearer and all the versions of Runebearer are infinitely chunkier and clunkier than just playing Hero. Because Hero ultimately is like, you get a number on a skill, you have piloting 12, you roll 3d6 and roll under 12, done. That's the whole game. The whole game's that, for the most part. That's my light system. The things that I make are clunkier and heavier than that. Magic Realm, strangely enough, is my light tabletop game. It is my, and the mod is amazing. I do want to, I will say, I would like to take all these item cards and make all these item cards in, make essentially some version of all these item cards, much like I made the versions of the spell cards, right? So we got these spell cards, and these are clunky and these are shitty looking. I totally get it. But I would like to make versions of these item cards so that I can add items to the game. So that's going to be a project that I need to get my ass moving on. Because there's, you know, dozens of items from the expansions, a couple items that I could think of which we could do. And I think that would be really fun to have a bunch of items, because that's how you progress in Magic Realm, is you get new shit and you get new items. So that would sort of be that would sort of be a nice nice bonus to have. And yeah, we would ruin them. We would ruin the setup a little bit, because, but we might be able to change the mod to make the setup do all those items. We might not, but we could still just do the items as needed on the board when we needed them. So we could have different items, different rings and cloaks, and, you know, new swords or whatever. That might be interesting. So I think that is the plan for the future. It's going to take me a while to get there, though, because there's a lot of freaking items. Still a stickler for the way I play. Always push 2 months. Say, get a horse, come back from a bag. Sure. And I get that. I get that. I agree with you. To be honest, I agree with you on the difference between a 1 month game and a 2 month game. A 1 month game does sometimes feel like you cannot express the character to its fullest potential, and a 2 month game gives you a little more leeway to do that. The real reason comes down to a 1 month game for 4 characters takes me between 5 and 6 hours to complete. So a 2 month game would take me something like 10 to 12 hours to complete. And that would just be clunky. Like I just don't see how that's going to work. Yeah, if that makes any sense. I just don't see how that works. You know, you would literally have 8 videos of 1 to 2 hours each to do the 2 month game. So you know what I mean? We have no time for potential. We need points now. Right, and especially because, you know, you're doing a race. So yeah, we need. That's funny. I do sometimes wish, because I do think the 1 month quest point system does lead to ignoring certain things. I absolutely do. I totally think that's true. It saddens me a tiny bit. Because there's just no time. You're not going to gather a bunch of gold and then spend it on something like a horse. You're not. There's no good way to do that. You need that gold because that gold is keeping you in the 2 points, or maybe the bonus. You know, oh, I have 70 gold. Well, you're in the bonus now. You're scoring 3 points. If I spend 40 gold, I'm now down to 1 point. Whoa, I don't want to give up 2 victory points to buy a horse. It's week 3. Whereas if you played 2 months, then buying that horse might be okay, right? Because you know you're going to have 6 weeks. or 5 weeks or whatever of use of that horse, not 1 week or 2 weeks. And same thing with hiring. There's a point in time where you go, well, it's day 24 and the knight just left me. I'm not going to hire him for 4 more days. That's insanity, right? I need to just get the frick out of Dodge now. But if you had an extra month, you would go, well, I'm going to hire that guy again so we can go do more stuff. And that's just, you're just not, that last week, I do agree that last week is one of those things where you go, well, the game's over. How do I score 2 to 3 more points? And now don't get me wrong, that there's joy in that. That's a fun, right? It's bottom of the ninth, the fourth quarter, 2-minute warning. You are, how do I maximize the position I've put myself in over the past 3 weeks? How do I maximize that to score the 2 or 3 points which get me to 10, or which put me over this other guy, or whatever? You're squeezing blood from a stone. Yeah. So there is a joy in that. What it robs us of is that, that ability to express, 2 weeks in, go hire the order and go to town because I now have money. Right? That's that the characters have just built up, but now the game's over. Now what? So I get it. I get it. I do get it. Because the added risk, you absolutely do, right? There is a point in time where you're like, well, I just gotta do the thing. I gotta go. I'm 2 weeks in. I haven't scored. Let me get my shit together and go. So yeah, it's a different type of game. Playing a 2-month game allows you to sort of build up and then do this other thing, right? I'll tell you here's an interesting format I've thought of, but I've never tried. Interesting format is you play an X week game, whatever pick a number for X. Let's say it's 6 to 8 weeks. The game is going to take 6 to 8 weeks. The first X number of weeks, pick a number. So let's say we're playing a 2-month game, but the first month, you can't score any points. You don't get quests, no events appear. You can score notoriety and gold and spells and treasures. You absolutely can. But you cannot otherwise score points. You only score points the last half of the game, the last month. The first month is all about building up. The last month is all about scoring. Now you can still score your notoriety, you can still score your prowess, your gold, and so on. But those points fluctuate because people are battling back and forth. So those points, those are the volatile points. The cards you just keep forever. You don't score cards until the last X amount of time, month, let's say. And so the first half of the game is building up. Second half of the game is then using what you've built to do the thing, to go finish as many quests as possible. Bam, 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 right? Now that I have 100 gold and I've hired the order and I've got the devil's sword, now I go and do all the things. Now, don't get me wrong. The problem with that game is it's very possible that really only 2 characters, like, if you have 4 characters, only 1 or 2 of them actually has built up in a way that makes them interesting at the end, at the last half. So it could be very dull in the sense that, but I don't know that. It's just one of those things. So, just something to think about. I thought about that. I was like, that might be cool. Still gonna take forever. still taking 10 hours to play this game. So don't know. But in any case, so I think it's probably time. I'm out of booze. I have booze in the other room, but I'm not gonna pour another one. I think we're good. Yeah, Amazon has, yeah, if you can, you know, Amazon has a boat, Captain has an army, Elf has a horse, the whole thing. Yeah, the whole shebang. So it's a thought. Maybe we do one. I do think I'm gonna go to bed. I still have to work tomorrow. It was very fun to hang out with you guys. Everybody who stopped and watched, I appreciate it. Rob, Nutmeg, Dustin, good to see you guys. Michael, always good to see you. You're not here, but good to see you anyway. That's all the chatters. Everybody that popped in, I appreciate it. Please like, subscribe, comment on the videos. It does help me. This is our Magic Realm game, but we're gonna be playing Look Outside on Friday. I enjoy hanging out, and I will talk to you all on Friday, I think. And I don't know what we're doing tomorrow. I don't know if we're doing anything tomorrow on this channel or on the other channel. We'll see. So, all right. Good night, guys. Thanks a lot. See you guys later. Have a good one.